Raise your voice and reconnect from every stream. Sounds ignite, we test, we break, we build it right. Tuesday lights up every feed. Voices meet where ideals lead, from Substack streams to global comms. Creation echoes through the halls. We test, we tweak, we mix, we mend, and every tone becomes a friend. Welcome to the social sound check. Raise your voice and reconnect from every stream. Sounds ignite, we test, we break, we build it right. Across the wires, across the seas, new gear hums and ideas speak free. AI sparks and analog dreams, colliding beats and feedback streams. No cameras roll, just waves and will, where sound is art and learning thrills. We tune imagination wide, from whispered thought to amplified. Together let the moments grow, integration and audio flow. Welcome to the social sound check. Raise your voice and reconnect from every streamer. Sounds ignite, we test, we break, we build it right. Welcome to the social sound check. Raise your voice and reconnect from every streamer. Sounds ignite, we test, we break, we build it right.
Hello, hello, Melbourne, Australia. Keith Keller, 10 a.m. All that stuff. So, my name's Keith Keller. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. It's Tuesday already. Want to know the Tesla numbers? We're in the future. So this is the social audio sound check, and I have all these groovy people from all over the world calling in from time to time. And today we have a very, very, very groovy person. Omar is calling in from Phoenix, Arizona. He's going to talk about his cool show, Zoom Pity. And he's got several cool shows that he's going to tell us about, and how he was inspired to do that. He's a video dude. I'm an audio dude, so never the twain shall meet. But he's agreed to come on my show and not put his video on. So, Omar, tell us what you're doing. Tell us about your cool shows, the Zoom Pity
Yeah,
host. Tell us, what was your inspiration for that show and how's it going?
yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Keith, for having me on. I'm a big fan of you and what you do, and been listening for a while, and pleasure to be on your program here. Yeah, so my name is Omar. I am in the Phoenix area. I've been here over almost 30 years now, and I just love game shows. I've been watching game shows ever since I was 10 years old. I've been watching them and got inspired from them for trivia and from my parents wanting me to get educated and learn. And so trivia was a way for me to learn through watching TV in a fun way, rather than watching any of those shows that are
Wow.
creepy or bad kind of thing. So yeah.
Okay.
So
So, I'm guessing. Look, Jeopardy is. We don't have Jeopardy in Australia, so they've had a couple of goes at trying to make it work, but I don't think it's very popular here. But to
wow.
explain what Jeopardy is and why what Zoom Pity is. I mean, obviously every other country in the world has Jeopardy. We might be the only country in the world that doesn't have it. But what is Jeopardy and what was Zoom Pity and how does that work?
Yeah, so Jeopardy started in the 60s. A guy named Art Fleming, he was the host, and basically it's a category and point value. So they have six categories in the first round. Could be birds, US presidents. Each category would have point values. 100, 200, 300. It went down to 500. Now they tripled the points, and I think the first round has 1,000. Second round goes to 2,000, and it's a lot of fun. Very quick, 30 minutes answer. So they basically give you an answer, and then you give them a question. What they say is in the beginning of the show, Merv Griffin was the producer of the show. He was saying that um, his wife told him, "Why don't you give everybody the answer?" And he was like, "What?" So she said 5,280, right? Which is miles. How many feet in a mile? So he said, "What is a mile?" And so, "What is the question?" And so that's the idea that he came up with, and his wife
Ah,
did.
you know, that
So
makes sense because I
yeah,
couldn't work out why people I watched a bit of it and they said, "What is?" And I'm thinking, what a stupid idea. I couldn't get my
mhm,
head around
mhm,
it. But then I realized, as you said, we are giving you the answer. What is the question? That's clever. That's flipping it on its head.
exactly.
Yeah. Now, as I
Yeah,
said,
exactly.
Jeopardy has never been in Australia, and if it has, it's never been on a channel that I watch. So I've never seen it.
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting. Yeah, you mentioned that. I mean, a lot. I think in America, they love to keep their shows. They revive them. They revive American Idol. They revive Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. All these shows, they keep coming back. Dancing with the Stars is like in this 30th season. And I'm like, in America, but other countries have other agendas. And so, I mean, that's just been on since the 60s, Jeopardy. But then I was born in the 80s. And then I didn't really get back to watching game shows until probably 92, 94. I was into cartoons and stuff like that. But really, my show didn't start in 2020 because of my love for. Hey, Xana, thank you for watching. Good friend of mine here. And Jacob is also here. Jacob is also a good friend. I don't know if you know him. He was on my show. So, but really, 2020 is when we were all sitting at home. We were all wondering what we could do, and I was just Googling, going to YouTube, and I saw one guy create some kind of a game through programming. I said, let me do this and see if I can get people from close friends and family. My brother participated in the first season. My other close friends that I knew from college, and they said, "What is this Omar going to come up with? Is he going to come up with a good idea?" They loved the idea, and so I said, "I shouldn't call it Jeopardy. Let's do a Zoom party," because it was on Zoom. In the beginning, I did call it Jeopardy, and then my grade school teacher, Miss Majid, she's in Arkansas, U.S. She said, "Why don't you call it Zoom or something with that?" And I said, "Okay, we'll do Zoom party because of copyright or whatever." I haven't had really issues yet, but I'm sure as I get older and the show gets older, things will happen. But in that case, so I've been doing started now. I'm in my sixth season, and it's just been fun, doing that. And I started the other podcast show as well. So it's just been,
Yeah.
I can talk
I
about
love
it
that.
since
I love this. And
I came.
I'll tell you, it's very interesting because I went to radio school.
Ah,
Yeah, and I wanted to be on the radio, so I have always been into radio. I personally am not into game shows, but I get it. I get it. If you love game
yeah,
shows, it makes sense
yeah,
that you'd want to have a game show. I've never watched game shows. I'm not really into them,
yeah,
but if you are into them, that makes complete sense. But you've also got another cool show called "Do We Really Know Them?" And tell us about that.
exactly.
That sounds like a pretty cool show too.
Yeah, so I'll go back a little bit. So once I networked with people in 2020, 2022, I saw a lot of these people doing shows and talk shows. I've always watched all the talk shows in America, the daytime shows, the nighttime shows, all these comedy shows. And I've always been I love funny laughing and then comedy and everything. And so I said, "Oh, these people are doing live shows on LinkedIn. I've never seen this before. That's amazing." They don't do this on Facebook. They don't do this on all these other social media. And I know you're a Twitter guy too, but Facebook is the main one I was on. But I was like, LinkedIn has these shows that people actually come in and do live shows. And I got addicted to a guy named Donald Cohen doing a show every day. And I watched it in 2021, 2022, and then I was commenting. He actually showed my comment on live on this thing. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I connected with him, connected to others, and so I went from like 500, 600 connections to in the thousands going up there. And he was like, "Oh, I love your comment. You will come on my show." So Donald Coleman brought me on his show. I was so nervous, terrified, and then from there on, I said, "Wow, okay, maybe I can bring some of these community and bring them on my show. Do we really know them?" In the beginning, it was called "Do We Really Know?" And one wonderful person was on this like, "Who do we know who?" Why don't you add them to the end of that so you can we know exactly who it is? And so from there, I just brought Donald Cohen, all these people. Zana was a person on there as well. Jacob was a show on there, I guess. And so I had 81 guests so far this past Sunday, reaching my 100th episode. And I'm going to bring past guests with that. So it's more about getting to know the community. And then from there, it's growing to different people. So I did in-person interviews, at least 4 or 5 of them. And so that's kind of it. Martha was one of them. I'm sure you know her.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's just amazing. It's just amazing to be able to get this community and have somebody interested to come in. Can you come on the show? Yeah, I can make it. No, I can make it now. Let's do it in 2 weeks. So I always have somebody. So that's amazing. That's super
I
amazing.
love this format. I just love the live component. Like as you
Yeah,
mentioned, I was really,
yeah.
really, really into Twitter. Like I
Hmm.
was the
Hmm.
Twitter dude. Like I was the dude. If anyone
Yeah,
had a question about Twitter, I knew the answer, and I spoke at conferences about that. Right? And
wow.
then it changed, right? And so now I am really, really, really going to be the Substack dude. Like Substack is so good. And just to let you know exactly what's happening live, if you're listening live, you can listen to this show on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Substack now. Right? This is the show I want to do. You can listen to it on YouTube, and eventually, over time, my shows go 4 hours. It will get probably a lot of people up on stage, and a lot of these people don't know each other, and they meet each other on my show. It's quite cool. Um, I want to
That's
talk
amazing.
a little bit about Substack, 'cause Substack is the new player. Substack, in many ways, is the new Twitter. And these are my stats for. I've just started, but these are my stats for Substack, and I'm proud to say I did a blog post at 7 a.m. yesterday, had 500 views overnight.
Wow.
Now, now
Wow.
I don't get that many people calling in on my show. I don't get 500 people watching my show. So
Yeah.
as a dopamine addict, I need to know that stuff's working. I won't talk about
Yeah.
that for now. But here are the highlights on Substack. So the show goes live to Substack, to YouTube, and it goes live to LinkedIn. So we now have the possibility at our fingertips of doing shows that reach the world. Right? And
That's right.
we get to hear all these wonderful stories from Canada and Mexico, and all sorts of people bring in my on my show. Mostly the US, but a lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from Mexico. Surprisingly, not many Australians, because I guess they're working. It's 10 in the morning for me. And
Yeah.
it's so fascinating to me to have all these conversations. And I'm guessing that's why you love doing this show. What do we really know them? What do you do on the weekends? Do you have a
Exactly.
dog? Where'd you go to school? What was your favorite topic? What's your favorite food?
Yeah.
What's your favorite
Exactly.
band? These are quite
Yeah.
fascinating things because, especially for me, because I don't put my video on, a lot of people
Hmm.
have said, "Okay, you're not a real person. You're just hiding behind this little speech bubble." Well, no.
Yeah.
And I want to just clarify that during COVID, I did this show called Better Than Real Life TV. I'm very proud of this. This is one of my moments, when in your career when you have these moments. And I
Hmm.
decided, and I went and bought the URL, Better Than Real Life TV, because during COVID,
Wow.
Melburnians were locked inside for 2 years. Like it was illegal to
Mhm.
go outside for 2 years.
I heard
Um,
that. Yeah.
it was unbelievable. Like you could go outside for 1 hour a day to exercise, walk the dog, get food, and buy petrol. I think that was all you could do.
You
Like
guys were smart. I mean, I think that's how it is spread. But I mean, we had a curfew in Phoenix, 9 p.m. We were rushing and like, hurry up, let's go for the contemplating, their
Yeah.
thought like interesting,
And
but
here we go with
yeah, so,
the global story. Maximilian's calling in from Chile. Chile.
hey,
Yeah.
Maximilian, awesome.
S- yeah. So what I did, and I'm proud of this, I'm very proud of this, but it killed me. Like it quite literally took years off my life. Um, I was doing a show with 12 people live on stage, and everyone had their camera on, and I had my camera on, and I had a headache every night for 2 years. Like, I mean,
Wow.
my brain just was exploding. I'm thinking, I love doing this show, and I got it to look really good, but my body didn't agree with me, and I had to stop.
Were you doing like, were you doing like 5 shows a day or
No, no, I
how
was
many
just
shows were
doing
you
long
doing?
shows. I was just doing long shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
my shows go for 4 hours. You know,
Got you. Yep. Wow, that's
because
crazy. Yeah.
there's so much to talk
Every
about.
day. Every
No, no,
day. Every day.
no, not
Yeah.
during COVID. No, maybe what, twice a week. I'll show
Ah,
you these.
okay.
Yeah,
That's yeah, that's still long. 8 hours a week. That's
so
pretty
this was my
intense.
goal. I wanted my show to look like the Late Show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
Okay.
because they were doing shows during COVID inside as well, right?
Yeah,
Yep. So
exactly.
I wanted my show to look this good, and I worked my guts out for a year, and I almost got there. I'll show you what I came up with. Almost got there, and why? This is the reason I don't do video, because my brain exploded. Like I had a migraine
Mm.
every day for a year, and this is what my
Oh,
show ended
wow.
up looking like. So not bad, pretty close, right? Pretty
Yeah,
close.
there you
This
are.
is
There you are.
thi-
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to do. This look, that was the Late
Yeah,
Show, big budget.
yeah,
This is what I came up with. Pretty close, right?
it is. Now you do have get the late show there, right? In Australia, you get the late show.
No, we don't. We don't get it.
Oh,
I was following him on Twitter.
yeah.
We don't get that show. I mean, we have our own shows. Like we're so far away, it might as well be the moon. Like
Why not? Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
far away.
A
Um,
14-hour flight from America almost.
yeah. But tell us more about this show here. Do you really know them? Is it a video show as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about videos. I did one audio event, but that way you get to highlight the people, they get to see you. People love visuals, right? I mean, I could do more of the when you come on, we'll definitely do a audio event like this. But yeah, it is video. I've done 81 episodes of them, and this has been fascinating, coming back, researching and looking at all the guests. I mean, comparing to the first season and the first shows compared to now how much I improved in it and how much I can improve. It's just, just amazing, amazing.
It is amazing.
It's just, yeah, it's just kind of interesting stuff. Like I was watching Xana's show that she was on number 17. Compared to that of how I did it, it's not bad. It's good. But I mean, in the beginning, I had a background. I would put now I don't even use those backgrounds that you put in there. So I just use my background and then that's really a wall, a painting, a picture, the chair, a plant kind of thing. And so in that case, looks more real, I mean, that's the vibe I want to go with. And in the future, when they change it up, maybe do more of put a neon light in the back and maybe open up something different, bigger. So I'm open to changes. As you grow, you change and you learn, and then things open up that way. So as long as there's guests willing to come on and at almost 100 guests, you can always bring them back from the previous. So that's always exciting, always you'll have somebody wanting to come in to your shows. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that one of the things I'm really interested in this topic, um, and very interested to bring Zana. Is it Zana or Zana? Zana.
Zana.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm very interested to bring Zana in on this topic. It's much
Yeah,
easier. Like, please correct me if I'm wrong. It's
yeah.
much easier to go on someone else's show than to run your own show, isn't it? I mean, you and I both
Mm,
run our own
correct.
shows, and it's a full-time job, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah, yeah. You're right. For me, I actually show questions on there first. I have to get 6 to 8 questions prepared. I use AI. and then make sure everything's ready. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had two shows yesterday, Sunday for us, noon Eastern, and so noon and also one back to back. So we had that in between, set up everything, set up the title at the bottom. I put a commercial break, so it does, you overdo it. And then next week I have one, just four more episodes this season, and then ending by end of May. And so it's good. We're wrapping up at a good pace there. Have an exciting final season finale. And then specials in the mid of May. We're going to be doing some about mental health and stuff. A good group of people that we're going to break up and do a two-part show, 1 hour. It'll be broken up, so that's coming up. So, but yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's fun and rewarding. Really worth it to do,
Uh,
actually.
the reason
Definitely.
I asked this question, you and I both know how much fun it is, and it is rewarding. Like it is rewarding because we love it. Like as you can tell, we're into it. It's like two
Yep.
peas in a pod. We're like brothers. We're in
Yep.
the zone. But for people that have never done this before, for people that have never ever done this, the idea of running their own show is just off the charts hard. So, what I'd like to know is, have you ever been on other people's shows, and what advice would you have for people wanting to go on shows? I mean, do they need a good setup, or
Yeah,
do they just?
absolutely.
What do you think?
I've been on many shows, definitely. They always call me up. I was on a couple of people who, some of them recorded, some of them live. It's really, I've seen some people who are really nervous about being on shows. I've seen some people, yeah, they want to be on it. You really have to find your friends who are really into that and they really are open in talking in an open atmosphere. Now, bear in mind that public speaking is one of the top fears that people have. And so a lot of them aren't really comfortable in doing that. Um, but really, I say go ahead and try it. If you're do something that you haven't done, get out of your comfort zone and try something new and talk to people because you might meet a connection that you haven't met before, or they know something that can help you out. I would say do it. That's what I would.
Yeah. Well, I the question I ask people who don't want to go on a podcast is, well, how else are you getting the word out? I mean, if you
Mhm.
don't go on other people's shows and you don't do your own show, well, how is anyone going to hear about what you're doing? I mean, are you going to networking meetings in your town? Are you writing blog posts? Are you doing Google ads? I'd be very interested to know this because you and I both love doing shows, and it's effortless
Yes,
for us. It's effortless for us. So this is not really a consideration. But if you've never done it before and you're very nervous about going on other people's shows, then the question is, how is anyone ever going to hear about you if you don't? I mean,
right.
no one wakes up in the middle of the night and says, "Hey, guess what? I might go over to Keith's house and just tell the world about him because he's such a cool person. I'm just going to go over to his
Exactly.
house and interview him." No one's doing that. Like I am my own person, and if you've never heard of me, how are you ever going to hear about me? We've got to have a blog, and I've done this since 2006. I did speaking gigs about this. You got to get the word
Oh,
out, and I'd love to hear
right.
your thoughts on this, Zana. If you want to talk about how publishers help promote writers getting the word out. I know writers love to write and they don't necessarily love to speak. And if they're a very good writer, maybe the world will get to hear about them independently. I don't know. But there's 8 billion people in the world and we're all busy, right? I mean, no one's running
Yep,
around the world promoting each other. You got to promote yourself. Correct me if
exactly.
I'm wrong. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you can't be bothered promoting yourself, no one else is going to do it. So,
Right.
um, how do you promote your show?
Yeah, mainly on LinkedIn or Facebook, stuff like that. And then I have been following 3,000 plus on LinkedIn. And so, and also, you put on YouTube, you get a lot of, if you do it through Restream or StreamYard, there's an option where you can do a vertical or a landscape. And so with the vertical, you get a lot of people viewing you that way. And so you might get 3, 4 subscribers per episode. And so word of mouth, I'll just go back and check and I see that I have another subscriber, and it's growing. I have 50,000 plus views. I think it's 54,000 now, 55 almost. And so, mainly on social media, you start out small and people know you, they see you, they share your video, they share your event. And from there you get more. I mean, yesterday's show, I think one of the most people who ever watched. I had a gentleman from Wisconsin who, very unique individual. And so people loved the realisticness of people, how real they are, what they do, what they talk about. And so it's authentic, right? I know you talked about that in the past about your shows. And so that's different. If you watch a movie, a lot of times in the movies, it's acting, it's not real. I was watching one show or it was like a promotion for a show. They're saying um, they're actors, so they're saying now we get paid for this because this is what our normal life is. It's like a sitcom, right? And in that case, it's like they're doing it; it's natural for them. But if you're just acting and you're just doing something that you don't normally do, let's say you're a quiet person, but then you play a serial killer, right? That's opposite of what you are. In this case, we're authentic. We're real, genuine people. Come and talk and laugh and get to know each other and joke and see who they are. Just like Xana, just like Jacob, who are watching and
Yeah.
listening. These are real, authentic people who help each other, and we visit each other. We might do shows in person, like I did with Martha last week, and it was natural. You get to see the person who they really are, and there was no fear because you knew who the person was. You knew who they looked like, how they acted. It's no different. So that's what I would say, for what people can do, definitely. So,
No, I love this story because um I get well I get why people blog. I get it. Like um I want to hold on to this thought for a minute. My show is very free form. I want to hold on to this thought. Hosting or guesting. I want to share this story.
yeah,
Last Tuesday, like I have 10 songs lined up because I write my own songs with Suno. And if no one comes, I've got 10 songs in the bank until someone comes, right? Because I don't know if
yeah,
this has ever happened to you, but I've been doing this since 2006. And the amount of times that guest would call me 10 minutes before and go, "Oh, mate, sorry, the kids are sick." Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been promoting this for 3 weeks and I don't have a backup guest. Now what? Well, I'm just so sorry.
yeah,
Kids are sick. All right. Well, kids get sick, but now I got to talk to myself. And I got to be honest, I got really sick of it. Like it happened just too many times.
mm,
So what I
yeah.
do is I do my own show and I almost never have guests planned.
Ah,
And then people come. Hello, Zana, do you want to put your thumbnail on? You want to put your thumbnail on? You can do that by turning your camera off and adding a photo because this is an audio only show, right? So you can do that by and do you want to just explain how you did that, Omar? Because I've done it so many times, I keep forgetting how to do it.
yeah. Oh, cool. She's gonna join us. Yeah, there's like if you go down, edit, there's a three dots on the side there. Click on that. I have an edit on mine. You just click that, and then you go to profile, and then there's a picture. You can upload a picture of that. Upload a picture of yourself, and you can see it there. So, yeah, it should be there. She should be able to hear me, right? I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Maybe.
right. So
Yeah.
I'll just wait for that. I think I personally love the idea that this is a unique show. Like, please,
Mm.
please, please, please scour the internet and tell me if you've ever seen this done before. I've never seen this done before. I've never seen these talking bubbles on the internet before. Please tell me if someone else is doing them because I want to have them on my show. I can't find
Yeah.
anything else, anyone else doing this. Hello, Coach Carrie. How you doing? Um, do you know Omar Carey? Have you been on his show?
I have not been on his show, but we did jump on Zoom yesterday to talk about
Hmm.
Substack.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
We
tell
did.
us what
Hey,
tell us
Carrie, how
what
are you?
tell us what you discovered. I'd love to hear your take on Substack.
Hey, Omar, I'm doing well. Well, you know, Keith, I love Substack. And so when it comes to Substack, I think that it is a great opportunity for people to jump on Substack. If you're not on Substack, you're missing out, and that's just the short version.
Well, I want to share. I want to share a really cool story. Like yesterday, I'm so excited about this. Yesterday, Monday for me, I spend Mondays preparing the shows for the week, and I thought I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to run an event. I'm going to run a blog post about AI, just for fun. What in the background, right? It had 500 views overnight.
Wow.
500 views, right? My shows don't get 500 views, right? So
Oh, wow.
Substack is the thing. Like it's going off, isn't it? Like Carrie, you are right. If we're not doing Substack, we're missing out. It's going. Like it is a thing. It's a thing.
That's where I want to get into. Yeah, hopefully this summer. Yeah, I was talking to Carrie about that
It's
too. So she showed me some things here and there. So I'm gonna research
Yeah,
it.
it's
So
definitely a thing, and wait until the summer is a significant loss. I tell
yeah,
people as a licensed financial coach that you lose out on compound interest if you don't have your money in the market right now. It literally takes about 5 to 10 minutes to set everything up, and
Yeah.
you're already posting on LinkedIn, you're already posting on YouTube. You can have Substack, you can use Substack as kind of your go-to platform, and it will post for you on all of the other platforms. So you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to wait till the summer unless it's just a personal choice, but you definitely can start using it now and it will post to all of your other platforms with
It is
just
a.
the click of a
definitely. Yeah.
button.
Did you ever
Wow.
use? Did you ever use Twitter, Carrie?
Yeah, I use Twitter and I have an X account now.
And okay. So when Twitter first came out, 2006, I started in 2008. I had this moment. I was blogging in 2008, and I was telling Omar I had 1,800 downloads overnight from one tweet. And I'm thinking, oh, this is good. This is good. I love this. And I got right into it. I was the Twitter dude. If you Google me, I was pretty famous as the Twitter dude. That's what I'm known for until 2022 when it became X. And the same thing with Substack. I can tell deep in my bones that Substack is going to go off. I just know. I can't explain it. I just know deep in my bones that it's going to go off. And as you said, Carrie, I'm not waiting. I did a blog post yesterday, had 500 views overnight. Right? I never get 500 views on my videos, never. So what's that telling me? I should be doing more blogging. Hello, Zana. Jump in and tell us what you're doing. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Welcome to the call. We've got people from all over the US today and people from all over South America tuning in. So what a cool format. We got you there, Zana.
Did she drop?
I think she might
Is a
have
good
dropped.
connection of mine. Yeah. Okay, maybe so to rejoin, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've done that for
thanks,
years.
Carrie, for promoting the show. Tell us how
Yeah.
you do it. You do. You love video too, don't you, Carrie? I personally don't, but I know a lot of people do. Tell me how your shows are going.
My shows are going amazing. I average a minimum of 100 comments per show. Some shows
Wow.
200, some shows 300, some shows are 400. So I go live through StreamYard and then I live stream to Substack, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So the shows are going really well. I have great guests that come on. And what I really love about Substack, because I know video is not your thing, you can still listen to my show and support me by listening to the audio. And what I love about Substack is that you can listen to the audio on Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it on Spotify, you can listen to it on all the different platforms, and it doesn't cost me anything at all. It sends my video, it strips the audio and sends it to those platforms for me.
Amazing. Looks like he dropped, but that's amazing. I'll definitely look into that, Gary. For sure, for sure.
Oops, I lost
I'm gonna get a minute.
I
Are
lost
you back?
I lost the signal. I lost the signal. Let's have a chat
Uh,
about this. I want to have a chat about this, Carrie. I want to
oh,
ask the
there's
question.
Zana. I think Zana's in. I see her.
I want to ask this
Anna?
question. I want to ask this question. Oh no, is that not working? Okay.
We can hear you, Keith. Well, I guess it's just me. So you all make
I'm
sure
here
that you
too. You
tune
can hear me?
in. Look, make sure you share this. I just shared it on LinkedIn. So make sure you all share this
Can you hear me now?
social
What is
audio
going
sound
on?
check.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
we
was
can hear
just
you.
encouraging people to
Okay, my
share.
speech bubble's not working. I want to ask this
Yeah.
question, Harry. This is a very, very, very important question for me. Hosting or guesting? If you could only do one and you've got to make a choice, what is the best idea? What do you think?
Well, for me, it would be hosting because when you are the host, you are in control and you can still serve
We
as
got you
a
there,
co host
Carrie.
and you
What do
can
you think?
have
I can't
guests.
hear you.
Can nobody else hear me? My speech bubble is
I
working.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of hosting or guesting, I would say hosting for me personally because you can have the opportunity to co host. You can allow your co host to ask you questions, which allows you to still kind of serve as a guest. And so you can get the best of both worlds if you are the host. I
That
think
is
Keith is
true.
having some tech
Big
issues.
issues. Yeah.
But you
You
asked
can
me a
elaborate.
question, Omar. What was your question that you asked me earlier? Maybe I can answer it now.
Uh, what did I ask you? I forgot.
It was about Substack.
It was about no, I was saying that I'll look into that definitely. Yeah, that Substack is definitely something useful from what you mentioned. So what he was saying. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I just want to piggyback back what you said about the hosting. Yeah, I would agree with you. I would love to host too. I've been doing that. I think you have the experience too. So it's a lot. I feel more comfortable hosting now than being a guest. Because a guest, you're like, what are they gonna ask? What are they gonna ask? Being a host, you have the questions, right? Yes. Right.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely. I
kind
think
of different.
my guests have an opportunity to get a preview of questions in
Sorry,
advance if
guys,
they
I
want.
can't hear you. I'm going to reboot.
Oh, you're going to reboot?
Welcome
All
back.
right.
They get a reboot. So I guess it's the Omar and Carrie show today, or the Carrie and Omar show today.
Well,
So
his show
now
is
you
about
get,
8 hours long, and people come in at
yeah,
different times throughout the
yeah,
night.
yeah. I think it's 4 hours. Did you say 4 hours or 8 hours? Eight, he does.
Well, we've done
Yeah.
at 8. Sometimes it's 4.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Do you stay the whole
so it
time
just
usually?
depends.
Oh,
Sometimes it depends on my schedule. I mean, it's always a great
wow.
conversation, and I learn a lot.
Got you, got you. Yeah, I'm gonna just jump off here in a bit here, but yeah, it's awesome. I've seen him do shows before in the audio events with him and Americo and other people. So
Yeah,
he
I
has some
like the
good advice,
audio
and
event.
yeah, they used to be there way back. So, but yeah, that's awesome. Were you actually doing these events? You're new, right? You started new doing video events, or you've been on every once in a
I
while?
started actually hosting my own shows in December,
Yeah.
and
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, I just started in December. So I did it because I wanted my son to have all of my notes about finances. And because my mom passed away, I don't have any video footage of her. And so it was just a nice way to do
Mm,
something for my son. But now, as it turns
yeah.
out, I actually enjoy it and I'm really great at it. And so I'm just continuing to do it now because everybody is somebody's son or daughter. And I think we all have a right to great podcasting, great audio,
Yeah.
great
Exactly.
video, and
Well,
so
actually,
it
when I
just
saw
gives you
Don
the
Cohen do it,
opportunity to do that.
I said it's for legacy. You know, if I do this video, my grandkids or great grandkids or people later can see us how we did it. Would it be great that
Yeah.
we would have seen our parents or or great grandparents? Now they have the
Mhm.
AI. You can actually move them. You can make them. I have a lot of black and white pictures of my family from the 1940s, and so using AI to color them, and they look pretty. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna take a picture of myself black and white, and then I'm gonna see if it's how accurate it is. But I mean, that would be creepy. If you're wearing a red shirt, you color it black and white, and then use AI, and it's the same color. It's like that's amazing. That I'm gonna be
That's
confident
actually a
in
good
this one.
idea to see how accurate
Yeah,
AI is.
yeah,
Personally,
I know. So that
I
would be
don't
good, but
like
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
like AI pictures of myself. I prefer
Mm.
pictures of myself that are authentic. Now, I love like the AI cartoons because it's not actually me.
Yeah.
But in terms
Right.
of AI actually taking my likeness and create an image, and some people have done it without permission, and it's
Yeah.
just not a preference for me, but I know that some people do it. So, as a
Perfect.
host, definitely something I do is try to, get permission before I do things like that. Hey,
Absolutely.
Martha. Hey,
We
Keith.
have the wonderful Martha Stewart here. Martha Stewart, are
Hey,
you're back?
friends.
Hey, I'm
You're
back.
following us? uh,
I got a message from Keith earlier, but I
yeah,
couldn't attend. So I'm like, okay, now I'm ready.
you're ready. Okay.
I'm
All
following you
right.
guys. Yes, I'm stalking
You're
you
following.
guys.
You had so much fun with the in person. You're like, where's Omar? I want to follow him.
I
I'm just kidding.
know. We did. We had such a good time, Omar.
Thank you for
It
joining.
was
He told me you might be joining here. So, Keith, are
it
you
was so
back? Are you? How's your
sweet.
audio?
You've got me now, and
You got you. Okay. No,
it's really
nobody's
it's
touching the cord. It's good. Everything in Australia. No, no lightning, no thunder. Everything's good there.
like I got that kid back on the bike, and I
Yeah.
think we plugged it back in. Like we are
Okay.
so far, like you don't know how far away Australia is until you get on a plane and try and fly here. It's 16 hours over water from Melbourne to LA. Like
Oh, if I would go
it's
there,
a
I would break it up. I'm not going to do that. The most I can do is 7 hours. I can
yeah,
never do that.
it's a
I'm like
long
Harry or
way.
Martha. What's the longest? The longest I can handle in a flight is 7 hours. I can never do longer. Because
Yeah, well,
it's, what's the
th-
point?
there's
I
nowhere
fly
halfway,
seven
mate.
hours,
There's
land.
nowhere you can't stop. Where are you going to stop?
I know,
Where are you going to stop?
I
It's the
know.
middle of the ocean.
Go
Where are
to
you going to stop?
Hawaii. I'll go to Hawaii.
Ah,
Definitely to
yeah,
Hawaii. And from
okay.
Hawaii,
Stop in Hawaii.
go to
Yeah,
Japan or whatever. Yeah, Hawaii is pretty good. And from there, continue on. So
bingo.
yeah, that's the
Now
best thing
this
to
is
do.
great. This is exactly what I love. I love the Brady Bunch look if we can get 8, but we've been chatting and we'll take a step back. We'll take a step back about the show, the Zoom pity,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
do you really know them? This is a very good idea, Omar. You just want us to know who people really are, because especially on the internet, a lot of
Yeah.
people can completely fabricate who they are. Guess what? I just bought a
Mm.
Lamborghini. I've got 6 Porsches and I'm really clever
Mhm.
and I went to Harvard and I've got 8 houses and I own an island in the Pacific. Never mind Hawaii. I've got
Mm.
my own airport, right? Yeah, really? Yeah,
Mhm.
really? Do you? If
Yeah.
you had your own airport and 6 islands and 8 cars, why are you telling me? Right? So,
Yeah.
do we really know them? Is a chance to really know real people. I'm pretty impressed with this idea. Tell us a bit about it. How do you do it?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean how I do it? I just do it on a stream and I just bring people on and we talk. I put questions. But yeah, that's all I do. I mean, do you have more specific question on that or? But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Bring
What
people
questions do
on.
you ask? What
It's
types of
more of a
questions do you?
fun. It's more of a maybe Martha can answer that, because she's been on
Okay,
it three
yeah.
times. But yeah,
Okay. What was that? I'm so
what type of
multitasking.
questions do I ask on the show? What type of questions?
Oh, yes. So Omar has asked some really some really interesting questions in regards to like one of my questions, I think it was Martha Stewart question, surprisingly. and, and I didn't do good. I mean, I have never won on any of his shows. You have to do like you have to think quick. You can't Google search. He goes and he does like his own research. He's got funny
Mhm.
questions and he's got some history questions. He's got movie questions. He makes it real. I mean, even though I lost, I had a good time.
Yeah, but also the other show, the podcast show, the Do We Really Know Them Too? That one, that's the other show too, right? That one is you were on it in the beginning, season. I forgot what season
Oh
two was,
yeah,
and
do
then you
we
came into
really
football. That
know?
one.
Yes, do we
Yeah.
really know? Yes. So there's two shows Omar has.
Hmm.
And I had a fun time with both.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel
It's
like
amazing.
I feel like I've been on your show more than twice though.
Yeah, 3 times, I think. Yeah,
Oh,
I remember
okay.
you coming on 3 times. Yeah. Yeah, when I do the 100, we'll do more things. So we have a guest here. Who's that guest, Keith?
Yeah. Do you know Bunsen? Do you know Jason Omar? He's in.
Maybe I've seen him. Maybe I've seen him, yeah.
I want to. I'll bring back. I'll bring back this sort of idea. So we got some centrality. If that's a word, is that a word? Centrality.
Maybe. And then I
The,
have to hop off in like 7 minutes. I'll hop off there.
all right.
But yeah,
The question I want to
we'll be-
ask.
yeah.
We've chatted about Omar's shows. We've chatted to Coach Carey. We've tried to get Zana on. It didn't work. This is the question I really want to get to today, and that is it better to host your own show or be a guest on other people's shows? And the reason I'm asking this question is not necessarily for your opinion, but because a lot of beginners listen to my show. And I want you to think about a beginner. When you were a beginner, was it better to do your own show because you've always wanted to run your own show? Or is it better to be a host on other people's shows? And I think this is just a very important question. And I'll ask Jason first, and then we'll give you a right reply, Omar, because I know you got to go. Jason, you've done your own show, and you're a teacher, and you're an all-round good guy. What do you think? Do your own show or host? Be a guest on other people's shows. They both have merit. I'd love to hear how you do it.
I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. We have our own live show, but you expand your audience every single time you're a guest on somebody else's show. So your fans and your fan base and your audience will find you organically if you host a show. But if you're on somebody else's show with a built-in audience, you've just doubled potentially the number of people that might tune into you. So I think it's a little bit of both. If you have the confidence to do your own show, go for it, but you should not shy away from being guests on other people's shows where it makes sense, obviously. So that's, I guess, my answer.
I actually love this answer because when you go on someone else's show, even if you've got your own show, and this is probably the most important part, you build an audience. Like I met Zana today because of Omar. I didn't know Zana, but Omar knows Zana, and Zana came on my show. Zomar. Sounds like a Romulan. We were talking Romulan.
Like, do you remember
Hulk.
Zara? It was like Zara. Remember Zara was on your show? It's instead of Zara and Zana. Same
Yeah.
thing. Remember Zara? Way back?
Yeah.
Same thing.
So I think you're right, Jason. The idea of running your own show is scary, but very rewarding. But even if you've got your own show, the idea of running a subsequent or being a guest on other people's shows has enormous benefits because they have an audience that doesn't know you. So you expand your audience. Yeah, I love this. What do you think, Omar? I know you got to run. We'll finish on this. What do you think of the two ideas? I know we tried this, but I got knocked out. So running your own show versus being a guest on other people's shows. I'm asking this question for the beginners in the audience who ask me this all the time. So I'm just
So
picking
in the
up on it.
beginning, being a guest in the beginning is what I would have done, what I did. So that's what makes you give you the courage to want to do it, and also the willingness to host a show. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, I would always think about me hosting a show. I never think it would ever be manifested. And then forward to 2020, 2022, I did these shows. So you never expect it. So just be a guest, first of all. See if you like it. A lot of people do enjoy it. You just have to get out of your comfort zone, not be shy. And then if you're open to doing a show, it's a lot of work writing the questions, booking the guests, making sure they're available, waiting for somebody who cancels. I've only had one cancellation um, from the 80 shows I've done. So everybody said yes. I had just one 4 hours before. So you got to be willing to do that, have patience, and think about it, and make sure you have the right people. But either or, it's fun, yeah, and that's amazing. I mean, I don't know how long I'll be doing it, but hopefully for a long time. I still enjoy it. So that's my answer.
Look, it's very important. It's extremely important.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll ask you this question, Martha, because I know this is relevant to you. You're busy. If you wanted to get the word out about what you do, you probably wouldn't have time to do your own show, would you? It's just not practical for you, is it?
It's not. I have tried, but now there's just the timing is just I am on the go now extremely a lot. So I'm just like, the commitment is huge. Even running a YouTube channel, I started it and I just haven't been consistent with it because it all takes time, and meeting people and coordinating time schedules, making sure that it fits, making sure another thing that's happening is being courteous of scheduling your live events when other events are happening. There's a what is it called? I can't think of the word right now, but just having that courtesy for others, right? And before I would just go live, when I could. I didn't think it was a big deal, but it may be a big deal for others, right? So just having that courteous now, not just going as I please. That and I'm thankful for the people that have reached out to me to call me out on that. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I think of you a lot when I talk about this because I've been doing this since 2006, and this is like breathing for me. I can do this blindfolded, uh, with one hand tied behind my back. I could. I mean, I could do that because I've been doing it so long that I forget how it felt like to begin. But I'm also very, very, very aware that if someone's just starting, the idea of running a show is impossible to comprehend. There's so many moving parts, right? But the idea of being a guest is turn up and talk. I mean, it's as easy as it is, except for the nerves. Turn up and talk. I mean, I can do that every day. In fact, if I don't have, this is a true story, just between you and me. If I don't have a show on, I walk around the house talking to myself.
Yeah,
Keith, I can see
exactly.
you doing that.
I say, yeah, my
So
wife.
you would rather talk to yourself than your wife?
No, my wife goes to work at 6 in the morning and comes home at 6 at
Yeah.
night. She's
Uh,
very traditional. She still works in the
yeah.
city,
Well,
and
Keith, you could actually, why don't you tutor? You could be a tutor. You can just talk to people all day as well. No, no.
yeah. So I
Uh,
walk around.
it's-
This is my secret weapon. Like I walk around the
yeah.
house pretending I'm on the BBC. Oh, very good question. Yeah, look, I've been thinking about that. And I walk around the house talking to myself all day. Like I'm probably
Uh,
pretty because if I'm not on a
yeah.
show, I want to pretend I'm on a show. And
Yeah.
then wifey says on a Saturday afternoon randomly, what did you say? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so
Mhm.
used to talking to me. I just walk around the house talking to myself. So if I wasn't on a show, I'd be pretending to be guesting on a show because I love it. Like I just love it. I love being asked questions. What do you think, Carrie? I know that you said there's a bit of storm there. Do you prefer to run your own show or do you like guesting or do you do a bit of both?
I do both. However, when I first started doing my shows, actually in December of 2025, it was just me. And again, the intention was to make sure that my son had an opportunity to see me, if I passed away, to know what my thoughts were. But it really turned into a passion. And I realized that after teaching for 20 years, what I really love about teaching is the talking. And so doing a podcast, audio and video gives me the opportunity to just share my voice and my thoughts and my ideas with the community. And I like the idea of hosting the show and putting everything together. I really love all things technology. So I take my time, I put the show together. I like looking for the guests. My show is booked all the way through August 22nd. And I still have people who are waiting to become a guest on the show. And so I love that. And then I have one show that I do by myself. I have one show that I do with guests, and I have a new show that I'm launching with the co-host. And I already have another podcast with the co-host for a business that I've started with somebody that I met on your show. So I have a lot of things going on. But even as a host, you can always pass the microphone to your guest and you can sit in the guest chair. So I think being the host gives you the best of both worlds.
I agree. I agree. If you've got the capacity to be a guest, to be a host, you have all the choices. And I want to give you an example of this. And Omar, I think, has got to leave. When I was in a band, when I was a musician between 1982 and 1996, a different life, I would go to these, what we called in Australia, open mic nights, right? And 20 people would sit in a bar and you'd put your name in a hat and they go, okay, Keith, it's your turn. Sing us a song. Yeah, okay. I've been here since 7 o'clock and they called my name out at 9:30. I've already had 6 bourbons. I'm not even sure I feel like singing anymore, but go, okay, I'll have a go. And then I've got to drive home. And you go to this open mic night. This is what it feels like to be a guest. You're waiting for them to call you up. Okay, Keith, it's your turn. It's your turn. All right, I got a song here. Have a listen to this. Yeah, good. Yeah, good on you, Keith. No worries. Go back to your bourbon. Don't quit your day job. And please drive safe when you get home because you've had 6 of them. You're sort of waiting for someone else to call you up, right? You're waiting for someone else to, generate your PR for you. Whereas when I was in a band, when we did the gigs. They were our gigs. We were the band, right? And we had to promote the band and we had to pay the PA fee and we had to pay for the room hire. We had to tell all our friends to come out on a rainy Wednesday night to this dingy pub 16 miles from their house. And people would come, but we were in charge, right? Now, they're both good, but very different. I prefer to be in charge. I prefer to run my own show and be in charge of that. But I love being on other people's shows. But in the early days, I hated, can I come on your show, please? Yeah, all right. Yep, you can come on my show. But you always feel like you're begging, right? So they're both good. And I'm very interested in how this plays out. I think everyone's had a turn on this concept. What I'd love to switch to slightly, because I know this is a big topic. I think we're all using Substack. I want to switch to this. Martha just went to a really lovely conference about AI. Tell us about that site you've just discovered. What's your take on AI? And what are you using? What, Martha?
So I attended an event for the University of Phoenix last weekend. And in that event, we talked about AI. And they had like speakers that came in who are versed in the AI. And are we still on? I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
Got
Okay.
you.
And something that was mentioned was, yes, everyone's on ChatGPT, everyone's using Claude and Gemini, but no one is really aware about agents. What are agents? So agents are like your personal assistants. And so they mentioned this new program. Well, to me, it's new.
Called
It's called Replit. And basically, obviously you have to, there's a free version and then there's other versions in there that you use credits. And this is going to be evolving more. So right now, everyone, the US is only at 28% of people that are using it actively, AI, but it's going to increase and agents are going to be a hot item.
Let's have this discussion. This is I haven't heard of this. This is good. I haven't heard of this show. This is the exact reason I do this show. The exact reason. I learn more, much, 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 much more than I know because I'm open. So replit.com, what does it do? Why is it cool? What's got your attention? What does it do, Martha? Tell us what it does. I've never heard of it.
Sorry. So most of the people that were there, not everybody, but some of the folks that were there are entrepreneurs. Some are already using it for their business. So they're basically designing it to do task that you would pay someone to do, but you have AI doing it for you now. So like for social media, um, for making appointments, and I don't know, I was just intrigued just listening to everybody talk about how they're already using it for their business. I'm like, oh my gosh, it just opened my mind to something new. So I just literally signed up today.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. What's going to happen? And this we're in a actually I want to while we've got this exact moment in time, I wanted to share a little cool story, which is a very, very good segue to what we're just about to talk about. I tried an experiment yesterday on Substack of writing an article. I created an article called "Practical AI: How to Make Content in Seconds." This is exactly what you're talking about, Martha. And personally, I use a site called Perplexity, which is very similar to what you're describing. But now there's a new one called Replit, which I haven't heard of, but I will try. So I'm going to have a little break here, and I'm going to play a song, which I wrote yesterday called Practical AI. And I want to have this discussion that I'm personally sick and tired of all of these acronyms, right? All of these bullshit words that people make up to make themselves sound important. I want to come back to real world language, right? And I wrote this song almost out of protest. So have a listen to this. I've called it Practical AI. Very proud of this. I wrote it yesterday.
This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. You don't need a lab coat, don't need a degree, just a curious mind and a cup of coffee. Open up a blank page, type a simple line. Help me write a story, now your co-designing time. It's not sci-fi, it's not far away. It's in your hands every single day. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. Need a better headline, need to clean your notes, summarize a meeting or draft that post. It won't be perfect, but it'll get you close, like a quiet collaborator who never says no. You steer the wheel, it helps you drive. It's not alive, but it amplifies. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. Ask better questions, get better replies. That's the secret no one really hides. Edit, refine, don't copy, paste blind. You're still the author, it's just your co-pilot mind. Start with one thing, keep it real simple. Write, test, tweak, that's the whole principle. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI.
So let's begin.
So let's begin.
So let's begin. You're listening to KKFM. How cool is that? Writing our own songs. God, how cool is that? We're writing songs for our own shows. I mean, we're getting deep. So I'll throw back to you about this, Martha. We're entering a zone now where we are in complete control of every component of our creativity. Like, I create my own images, I write my own blogs, I write my own songs. Right? This is the world we now live in. And you went to a really good session yesterday about this. It's very, very, very good. It's a very cool time to be alive, isn't it?
It is. And you know, Keith, you can make your own songs with your voice too.
Yep. That's true. Just sing the bits and pieces, sing the bass line, sing the drums, sing the keyboard part. Right. It's like, I mean, as a creative person, this is like a massive freedom for me, because I would have to pay other people. I've done this between 1982 and 1996. I spent thousands, you got no idea, thousands of dollars paying other people to record my songs, because I didn't have the equipment, because the equipment costs thousands of dollars. Right. And I just paid other people. Now I can do everything myself. I can write my own blogs. I can write my own songs. I can create my own articles. I can do my own show. I'm in complete control. It's the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing. How do you approach AI, Carrie? I'd love to know. I know you're very much a real person. You do video shows all the time with your face on camera, and that's a great format. Not my preferred format, but I know it works for you. How do you use AI to adjunct to sort of add little bits and pieces to your story? What do you do?
So one of the things that I do with AI is I have it to create an outline for the things that I want to write about. But in reference to Suno, if Suno is considered AI, I just consider all things that are not human. It's some type of technology with output. Then to me, it's AI. So you can fix the language for me. But basically, I'll start with I created my first song for my own podcast. And I wrote the lyrics, and then I put the lyrics in Suno so that Suno could give me the melody. I took the music and I uploaded it into Pictory. It's victory with the P like Paul, and created the video. That was a little cumbersome, but I did it. And then I took the video from Pictory and I put it into CapCut and added all the captions. And when I tell you I absolutely love it, it's my pride and joy. I'm so proud of it. There were some things I didn't know, so it does look a little wonky, but hey, I did it. And then it was so great, I did a second one because I'm on my second season for Clarity from the Heart, which is Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that I created a video and a song for that as well.
It's so good, isn't it? Like, I mean,
It
you're
is good.
you're in complete control of the process, and why that's important for people that are a little bit against AI. I'm not sure what the alternatives are. I remember very clearly saying to someone, "Oh, look, can you write a song? Or sorry, can you create a graphic with a guy on a beach on a laptop, and the sun is setting, and there's really cool dolphins in the water?" Just say, "Yep, I can do that." It's $20 an hour. I'll probably take me about an hour. I'll send you something tomorrow. Yeah, look, that's not it. Can you make the dolphins a bit bigger, and can you make the sunrise a bit better, and the guys on a beach in a beach hut? You know, it's not. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, well, I'm not in your head, Keith. I'm just using the words you've used to tell me. Took days and days and days. Cost me $60, 3 hours of his time. Thinking, I'm not happy. Not happy with it. Whereas I use Bing Images. I can type in a prompt in Bing, and I can have something in 10 minutes that I want, that is in my brain. And I just do not see anything wrong with that. And I know that there's a lot of ethics around this, but geez, you know, I spent days and days and days paying I don't mind paying other people, but I spent days and days and days and days paying other people, and I didn't get what I wanted. Now, that's possibly my fault for not being able to explain myself very well, but they're not in my head, and they can't possibly know what I know. So AI is here, and it's good. It's good. It's so good. So I'm very excited. Like, I'm extremely excited about this. So what I've decided to do is, I know that a lot of people are bogged down with all the tech language, and I've got a funny feeling. I don't know this for sure, but I've got a funny feeling that people are just using these phrases to sound intelligent. I don't know. It feels like it. Like, surely it must be possible to explain these things in common language. And if it isn't, that's not the person's fault. It's the person who's trying to explain it. So I am actually going to take this challenge on, that I'm going to try and explain AI in a simple way. Now, it might be very hard, but I'm going to do it. And I don't know whether there's a market for that, but I just feel compelled to try. What do you think, Martha? Do you sometimes get overwhelmed with all these bullshit words people are using?
Yeah, just coming on with what I learned last week, I was just impressed. I think I was more at like an aha moment, like, wow. Just putting yourself in spaces like that, how much more you can take on, like it could be overwhelming too, because there's so many different applications and websites that are being generated because of AI. And it's like, this is another thing that does concern me, is the security part, right? Because some of these applications will say, are you okay downloading all your pictures to this app? And I mean, I don't have sensitive pictures, but I have, like, I use my phone as my laptop. So there's private information in there that I don't want for AI to get it. But it's like, what is private now? I don't think anything is private.
Do you want to pick up on that, Carrie? As a financial planner, it's extremely important that we have privacy around money, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You definitely have to have privacy around money, and it varies from state to state. And so, whenever you're using AI, you just want to be aware of not putting your confidential information into systems that don't have certain security locks. So, Chat GPT, Claude, any other platforms, I would never enter my banking information. I would never screenshot my driver's license or my social security number. But the reality is that banks and other organizations, credit unions, they're using AI. And so that's why it's important to have identity theft protection in place.
Oh, it's very important. Like yesterday, I noticed that in order to try Claude, and that might, I'm very interested in this, if anyone can find me a free version, but in order to try Claude, it's $1.99 for 7 days, which is not a lot of money, but they need your credit card. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not happy to put my credit card into an app that I've never tried before. I'm not doing that. And this is exactly what you're talking about, isn't it, Carrie? They ask you quite innocently, "Oh, look, it's only $1. Just put your credit card in. You can try it for 10 days. And if you don't like it, we're not going to charge you." But then they've got your credit card details, and you don't know who they are or who they're sharing that with. And that's your data, isn't it? That's your
It,
personal information.
Absolutely. That's definitely your information. You want to protect your information. But there are some companies that have been around for years that I try and remove my credit card from. I don't know if you've experienced this, Martha, but when I try to cancel something, they won't even let me delete my credit card. I'm like, oh my goodness. So there were two accounts where I actually had to call the company, and you start with a chat with some type of robot, and then they finally connected me to a real person. But there was a back and forth debate about them taking my credit card off of the account. And so you
Yeah.
do have to be mindful with various companies about doing that.
Yeah, this is one thing we're talking a lot about. Wifey went to a conference and did a yoga class in a different town, and they said, "Oh, look, we got this cool app I won't mention it because they were pretty helpful. But all you need to do is download this app, and then we'll find all these cool yoga classes near the conference because you're there a few days and you want to do a yoga class before your big ceremony. And just give us your credit card. We won't charge you, but we're just having it as a holding pattern. And it's free for 10 days. Try it out, and if you don't like it, no worries. And they charged her $90. And she had a lot of trouble getting her money back. And she goes, look, I didn't sign up. I went to one yoga class. You told me I could try it for 10 days for free. I took you at your word. You've now charged me $90. I'm not happy. It was very difficult to get that money back. And that's sort of what you're saying, isn't it, Carrie? I mean, we've got to be super careful now.
Well, we have to definitely be aware. You have to be aware of the company policies, and that's why it's important to ask questions. It's important to find out what their cancellation policies are. It's important to find out how easy is it to remove your card, because sometimes you'll cancel a plan, which happened to me actually last week. I wanted to try something. I did put my credit card on there and I canceled it, but then the next month they still charged me, and then they said, oh, well, it'll cancel on May 14th. Well, I didn't ask you to cancel it on May 14th. I asked you to cancel it now. So now I have to call the bank, dispute it. The bank gives you your money back immediately, but I still get documentation from the company. I send them emails, text messages, smoke signals. I screenshot everything as verification that I requested it to be canceled until they cancel it.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And so it's very important that we as a community have these discussions, because like this site, Replit, I've heard of it today. They say it's free. Let me try it. But what if they want my credit card in order for me to try it? I'm not doing that, because who knows who they are? What are they doing with my credit card details? Where are they putting those? What if they get hacked? So I'd love to know, Carrie, what AI you use, what tech you use, because this is a good discussion to have. I use Perplexity, Bing Images, and Suno. And I've done a blog post about that yesterday. And I want to start this conversation about bringing it back to the beginning. Perplexity, Bing, and Suno. What tech do you use, Carrie? I'd love to hear your story about your technical journey.
Well, my list is short. I use ChatGPT for about 2 years, and then I discovered Claude, and I realized that ChatGPT is equivalent to riding in a horse and buggy, and Claude is more first class flying. However, there are certain things that I still use ChatGPT for. ChatGPT is great at creating images. Claude is absolutely horrible. And then I use the things that I talked to you about earlier in terms of Suno, Pictory, and TikTok. And that's really about the sum of it, outside of whatever is available across the different platforms.
Yeah. And because that's why it's very important to have this discussion. Like, I love creating images. And I've heard from a few people that Claude doesn't do that very well. So you're saying it's very bad for images?
I
Claude?
had Claude create an image today, and I wish there was a way for you to show it on the screen. When I tell you the difference is, imagine you ask for a picture of a plant, and ChatGPT can create a realistic picture of a plant. What Claude will do, let's say like the picture that you have on the screen right now, that plant, that's something that ChatGPT could create. But if you ask Claude to create that exact same picture, that flower pot will probably just be an orange square, and those leaves will be green triangles. It's that rudimentary.
Oh, rudimentary. Okay, so let's play this game. Let's try, and this is actually very cool, because a lot of AI is about prompts. So Martha, let's try this game. I want to create an image for you in real time using what I use, Bing, and then we'll get other people who are listening to create it on them or what they use, because there's another one called Nano Banana, which apparently is very good. So what would you like me to create an image of, Martha? Give me something you're working on, and we'll create an image for you. And we may even try it on Claude just for the experiment.
Okay, let's do a homeless man at a food pantry.
Ah, wow, that is very specific. Okay. So while we're talking, I'll type in homeless man food pantry. That's what is a food pantry? Is that like a soup kitchen?
Yeah, it's like a soup kitchen is where people go and get pantry food like beans, rice, or fruit.
Okay, and what's the setting? Is it rural? Is it
I actually would like it to be outside. And so the gentleman can be standing, there's a tables of food and he's just basically choosing what he wants to eat.
'cause that's the world
Looking at the options of foods.
that's the world we want to live in, isn't it? Imagine if you could be in charge, and you probably am already. Imagine if you could be in charge of a food pantry, and someone who is down on their luck comes and says, guess what? Look, there's fresh bread and there's oranges there, and they've even
Oh
got
my gosh.
watermelon.
They would everybody loves that. Who doesn't want a free meal?
Yeah. All right. So what I've done is homeless man, soup kitchen, outdoors, tables of food. This is what I'm coming up with. Do you still have Claude, Carrie, or did you delete it after that shocking discussion? All right, here's the first one. I love doing this because it's in real time. Do you have an AI image generator, Martha? Can you do this with me as well, or don't you have one?
Oh, I don't have one, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate right now. But I'm actually going to use Instagram because Instagram has incorporated AI, which is really cool. And I actually really like how their pictures come out. So I'm going to go over there really quick and I'll be right back.
Okay. Now have a look at this. Carrie, have you got oh man. I want to do this comparison because I think we need to do this in real time just
Wait,
to show how easy it is.
Could you share the prompt?
Oh yeah, of course.
That looks
So
so
the prompt-
nice. That looks good.
It's homeless man, soup kitchen, outdoors, tables of food.
Okay.
So we've got the exact replica idea, and I'm sharing it with you. So I use Bing. I'm very happy with Bing. I think it's a good image generator that does a reasonable job most of the time. And if you're listening at home, please join in and share those stories with me. I think we need these real world practical examples of AI. I'm trying to do two things at once, but we'll get some more people up on stage, and Carrie's coming back. So that's what I've done there is homeless man, table of food, soup kitchen, outdoors. Right? No, he's having a bowl of pumpkin soup. There's some capsicums there. There's some loaf of bread, some rice, and he's sharing it with the community. This is with Bing Images. I love this. This is real time learning, and if you're at home, I'd love you to join in if you can. I'll just check and see if there's anyone on Substack. With Substack, I do apologize for this. The actual show does not appear on my Restream feed. So if you're listening on Substack, I actually have no idea about that until I go into Substack myself. And that, I've got to be honest, that does piss me off. But anyway, what we're doing is homeless man, table of food, outdoors, soup kitchen, right? and Martha is coming back with an equivalent
Yes.
image. Yeah.
So I'm on my phone, but I did share it with you in the in the message what I got out. And I really like how Instagram, they bring like people to life. So I shared 4 different pictures that were generated.
Yeah, got it. I got it. Don't you love what we're doing? We're like, this is a real life, almost like a school. We're actually we're real life teaching this. You are right. I'll share this. This is a pretty amazing idea. Much more lifelike, isn't it?
Mhm. I don't see it on the screen
Oh,
though.
that's coming. That's coming.
Oh, okay.
And Carrie, if you want to try it, and Claude, see, look at that. I mean, isn't that good? That's real life, isn't it? You can see yourself there, can't you?
Yeah, and I like it because it gives you several options and you don't have to worry if you're using the free version of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, of it timing out, because this will generate for you endless pictures. It never times out.
And it's just included in Instagram, is it?
Mhm. Yep.
Now, as someone who works in this field, does this feel real to you? Is this something
Oh,
that you?
yes. Yes, it is real. Yep.
So this is something you would come across all the time, wouldn't you? This is
Yes. The only thing is, because the pictures almost look so real, right? It's just being really careful. Because maybe there's someone out there that may look like this person, you know? So that's something that I always think about in the back of my mind, because they look so realistic. And you can recreate as many times as you want, and it just keeps getting better and better.
wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Carrie has shared with me a story, an image which looks very, very rudimentary, and I think it's actually important that we have this discussion, that we have, and because we learn from each other. Yeah. If if you were doing this on Instagram and you're thinking, well, that's not really what I want, it's good to know you've got options. Like, these images are so real, as you said. I'd be worried that we were actually copying someone's actual face. Like, I've probably seen people like that on the streets of Melbourne, and it's a bit too close to home, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you want to jump in, Carrie, and tell us what you're doing there? I've seen your very, very rudimentary. It's like almost like a kindergarten picture. Like, it's like a drawing of a 5-year-old. It's boring. It's horrible. And now that I know that, I don't even have to try. What I'll do is I'll go and share
Right.
this.
So I'm gonna send you the other picture, the one that the other AI created, so that you can see the difference in the two. I think it would be great for the audience to see the difference between the two as well.
Which application or did you use?
So the rudimentary picture is from Claude AI.
Okay.
And that's important to know. Like, if you wanted to travel around Australia, you wouldn't use a Vespa, would you? I mean, if you wanted to travel around Australia, you wouldn't go on a mini bike. You might if you wanted to, but if you wanted to go into the city and just zip in and get some parking at close to your favorite cafe, you wouldn't drive a truck. So it's horses for courses, and it's very important that we have the understanding that each of these sites have a use case that they're very good at, and other sites have their use cases. So this is Claude, and let's assume that this is the style of images that they create. You know, we can safely say that we're probably not going to use Claude to make images. It's, can you see that, Martha? Can you see what
Oh,
I'm talking?
yes. What? What? So is this the same prompt that we used? Wow.
This
No,
is
I didn't use that. I didn't use that prompt. This is something that I created before.
Oh,
This is a cruise party. People are on a yacht at a cruise party with drinks overlooking the ocean, and that is from Claude AI. And now I'm going to
mm,
send you the
yeah.
other picture that was created. I mean, the differences are astonishing. But you see the little rectangle and the little cups. It's hilarious.
Yes, it is.
yeah. And this is why I love this show, because we're learning from each other. Um, I will take your advice about replit. While we're waiting for Carrie to share that article, what is your understanding of agents and why should we care about that? What does that mean, Martha? What's an agent?
Yeah. So I just created my profile today with Replit, and I'm using the free version. It says here, start with a prompt for startup founders. So it gives you don't have to enter your credit card, by the way. Um, but to upgrade, they do charge $10 in credits, or you get $10.
And what does it do?
Okay, so it says here, build a visual, compelling landing page for a new e-commerce site.
Ah,
And
okay.
the second option is create an animated explainer video for startup pitch illustrating the problem and the product solution. And then create a 12-slide pitch deck for messaging app. And then the last one is build my own idea.
Ah, okay. I get it. Okay. So that's
That
what
picture looks good.
an agent is. So look, let's just pick up on this. Let's just pick up on this. We've got four. This is so good. This is Bing images, homeless man, table of food, soup kitchen outdoors. Safe. Not that guy doesn't even look homeless, but he probably is, but
Yeah,
he's
he
dressed
does
up.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram, Meta, so real, like too scary. Like that. I know people like this. Like I've seen people in the city like this. I feel this very strongly. Right. This is Claude. This is kindergarten stuff. Like awful. Like no one in the world wants this. Right. And this is it Chat GPT, Carrie? This is the pick of the bunch. Look at this. It's real. You can see yourself on that boat. I've been on this
Yeah.
boat. I know these people. I've had
Right.
that drink. They're having tequila sunrises. I've had one of them. You can see yourself there, can't you?
Absolutely.
And what we did there in 10 minutes is we just demonstrated four possible ways to get an image in 10 minutes. How cool is that, Martha?
Very cool.
And I want to
Very cool.
clarify for people because Claude does have some really amazing features, Keith. So I want to clarify for people that my Claude account is $100 a month, and that's the image that I was able to get. So this is a free image, and it uploaded saying Chat GPT, and I don't know why, because I created this last one that you're showing now on Gemini. But isn't that amazing? Gemini for free, no account needed. I didn't have to input a credit card or anything. I used the exact same prompt for both pictures. African Americans on a yacht with lights above them overlooking the ocean. This is what I got from Gemini, and it was a little more detail in the prompt. But it was the exact same prompt, and that's Gemini. And the other picture that you showed, that's Claude.
This is quite hilarious. Oh, this is
That's
quite hilarious.
hilarious, right?
Please let me know where you're calling in from if you want to come and be part of this and share this story. But one of the things that's very important with what you've just said there, Carrie, and you may not know this yet, Martha, but Google just gave Anthropic, the owners of Claude, $40 million, $40 billion. Right? So Gemini, which is a Google product, has a very strong AI presence, right? This is Gemini, Google's answer to ChatGPT. It's real, it's usable, it's functional, and it's not overly personal in a way. I don't know, Carrie. Do you feel that you could be one of these people? Is it too personal? Is it too good?
I don't feel like it's too good. I think that it's probably a combination of people from different places and spaces. The people look realistic. They don't look like claymation or cartoon. But I know that as people continue to upload their pictures and images into AI, that AI takes a compilation of what different people may look like.
Mm. Yeah, I'm quite fascinated by this. I think these are my favorites. The Instagram one is, and we can try a different prompt if you want, Martha, just to get a bit of a sense of it. I personally don't use Instagram, so it's not available to me. But I quite like being in a way because it is a little bit like this is a little bit surreal. I don't it's sort of almost it's almost animated. It's not quite real, and in a way, I feel comfortable there. This one, I mean, I feel like I know these people. You could put this on your website. You could play this. You could put this on a big screen in HD and play it at a conference. It's like it's really clear.
You know, now that I zoom in, I think that is my cousin. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. So, but Martha, try it again if you like, because you're using Instagram, and of course, Instagram gives you those really lovely images in portrait mode, which you probably use a lot because you're on your phone a lot. So, there's no wrong or right answer, and it's about practical AI. It's a matter of using it in everyday life. I think it's very, very important. Carrie, you mentioned, and I really do apologize for not being able to support you. Your show is at about 5 a.m. my time. Can you tell everyone what your show is, how we can take part in it, and also the various channels that you put it on? Because you're very clever. You've put it on all those podcasting channels too, haven't you?
Yes, my show is everywhere, and I appreciate the opportunity to share about it. So I do a show called Carrie Connects that is on Saturdays, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. The great thing is that it's recorded, and it's really a show that started from me doing coffee chats with people, writing articles about people, and then if there's mutual interest, inviting them to be a guest on my show so that they can tell their own story and connect with my network and allow me an opportunity to connect with their network. And so that's really what the show is all about. And the ways that people can support, even if you can't come to the live event, there's always the opportunity to share the post. You may not be able to come, but whatever time people are awake, they can click share, they can add a comment. And so those are the things that help to build community. I support a lot of people's shows. And so even just sharing the post or adding a comment is another way to say, hey, I support you, even if it's not necessarily your thing. I come to a lot of shows that aren't necessarily my thing, but because it's people that I care about, I show up.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
get you. It's a very different thing, and I love what you're saying there, because because we live in a global society,
yeah.
a lot of people can't come to my shows, for instance, because it's the middle of the night for them. I've got a very good friend of mine who's currently in Rome, and like it's 2 a.m, and she wants to come, but she wants to have a sleep. But
Right.
what she could do is she could share it. And what I'd love to know, and this is a very good one for Martha as well. I really want to pick up on what you said earlier about Substack. I think Substack is the thing. Like I'm really 110% in on this. And don't worry, Martha, you've got plenty of time. But if you want, we'll help you set up a Substack. It's a goer. Would you agree? Carrie? It's really thumping, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I just met with Omar yesterday to give him just a brief overview of Substack. I teach visibility and engagement, but for my, circle, I don't charge them for it. But just to learn about Substack and everything that's available, I think is worth at least just looking at it. So that show that I just mentioned to you, Carrie Connects, is actually broadcast, and this is all free on Substack. And so I go through StreamYard, or you can use Restream. I connect to Substack using an R. Is it RPMT? RMPT?
RTMP, yeah.
Okay, and I use the RTMP, and I go to Substack. And what Substack does is it takes the video. Not only does it provide me with the full transcript of all, even my ums and ahs are part of the transcript,
Yeah.
but it takes the video and it gives you clips. So depending on how long your show is, you might get 4 clips, you might get 12. One show I did that was about an hour and a half. I got 30 different clips, all for free, all labeled from Substack, and they automatically put them for you on YouTube if your account is linked. They used to be able to send it to LinkedIn, but now LinkedIn is not playing nice anymore, so it doesn't auto post to
Yeah.
LinkedIn anymore. But it does auto post to YouTube. And then the other thing that is super great, if you set up your YouTube as a podcast, you can also podcast to YouTube. So it'll not only send the videos, but it'll strip the audio, and people can find your audios on YouTube Music or YouTube Podcast. And for free, everything I'm saying is free. When it starts costing you money, I'll tell you. It also sends it to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Pocket Cast, and Overcast as well.
And which ones work best? Have you got some stats on that?
Right now, they all seem to be doing really well. A lot of people listen to my podcast on Spotify, and a lot of people also listen to it on Apple. So it
Yep.
does give you the analytical data. If you want to pull up the analytics, you can pull that information up so that you can see it. I've already had 300 downloads across platform, across the various platforms for my podcast. And get this, the shorts that it sends. So it creates all of those clips. They're called shorts. It takes those shorts and it sends them over to YouTube. And usually I get within 20 to 30 minutes about 300 views on the clips if they go directly from Substack over to YouTube.
I love it. I love it. It's a really, really, really massive game-changing site. Have you turned your subscription idea on yet? And if so, how are you doing it?
I did turn my subscription on, but I'm not using it yet. I want to wait until I get to 500 subscribers. Maybe 300. I don't really know what the rhyme or rhythm is for that, but I do have it turned on. But all of my things that I've posted so far, everyone can see those things for free.
Let me just pick up on what I'm saying there, Martha. Substack it's a very unique model in the sense that Substack is free to use. And they'll never charge you. But if you decide that you want to have a membership site and charge people, say, $8 a month, they take 10% of that and give you 90% eventually, if you want to. I haven't done this either. So I'm briefly exploring the idea of what I might do if I turned that on. So, for instance, if you paid $8, you might get a specialized group chat once a month, or you might get a coaching call, or you might get to be a featured guest on my show. I don't know yet, but the thing that's very important is that Substack has 50 million users, and 5 million of them have turned this feature on and are making money. Now, this could be a very good subject for your not-for-profit. You might think, well, okay, here's a very cool site that's free, but if you decide you want to donate, you can donate $8 a month, $5 US. This is in Australian dollars. $5 a month, and it will go towards feeding this homeless man who happens to love pumpkin soup, right, and red capsicums. So someone's got to buy that food, and if you can supply $5 a month, you can get other things. as a not-for-profit, Martha, how do you raise money now? Do you rely on government assistance, or do you have fundraisers, events? I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you raise money as a not-for-profit?
Yeah, no. So right now we're not raising any money. Currently I'm supplying everything. So advocacy this year has been the focus, and it's all voluntarily led. So no funding at this moment.
Okay. And is that sustainable? Can you live in a world where no one donates, or how are you funding the project?
Yeah, so it's coming out of my pocket right now. But I'm actually working on something to not right now, but it's coming in the near future. I'm working on funding strategies for that,
Mm.
but not at this moment.
Yeah, no, that's because you're doing your doctorate, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that's very powerful for both of you is that Substack is fundamentally a US site, which is very, very powerful because you both live in the US, right? So the 57% of my followers live in the US. No, I don't live in the US, so that doesn't actually help me very much, except that it happens to be a good time for people to come on my show. But Martha, if you did decide to run this, most of the people on Substack do live in the US. It's quite a new site, and some in Canada and some in other parts of the world. So it would be a reasonable use of your time, but it's another thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, another thing to do.
Hello. Okay. Coach Carey did show me a brief little intro about it. And I'm already managing like AI platforms that I'm dealing with for content. And then I got, LinkedIn and other platforms that I'm on. I actually get dizzy from looking at my computer and my phone. I have vertigo now. So I'm like, I don't know if I could add another platform,
No,
even
bingo.
though
Yep.
it's
No, don't.
it's
I get you.
it may simplify my life maybe, but now I'm learning about these agents, and now I'm like, I want to verse into that. And
I think it's
I do love the idea about getting donations through Substack, but I'm just like, right now I'm like, I'm just kind of open to different things, but at the same time, I don't want to overwhelm myself with having all these platforms and then having to manage them. But maybe having an agent, right, that may support these platforms.
no, this is
So,
good. Now you know within yourself that, like, for instance, I had this chat with Omar, and he said he never got Twitter. Like, he just didn't get it. I got it straight away. Like, within 2 seconds. I saw Twitter, I said yes. Got it straight away. People say, mate, you should be on Instagram. I personally really dislike Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and WhatsApp. I don't use them, right? And nothing you can tell me will make me use them because I just don't like them. But I love Substack. I got it. And the fact that the bells didn't go off in your head tells me that that's not the right site for you. You'll know what's the right site. We just know. Substack is my thing. Twitter was my thing. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp never were my thing. Never got it. Didn't make sense to me. My brain didn't compute what was going on there. I'm sure someone could tell me logically why I should use it, but I don't like it. And I don't want to. Like eating roast pumpkin. I'm sure it's good for me, but I bloody hate it. I'm not eating it. I hate roast pumpkin. My wife loves roast pumpkin and we fight about it all the time, but I hate it. Don't tell me it's good for vitamin A. I don't care. I just don't like the taste. And that's the same with Substack. You'll know. The fact that the agents have, done something to your brain tells me that's the right decision, because you'll do it. You want to do it. You're interested in it. Yeah. In a world where there's so many choices, we have to focus. Like I use, as I said, Perplexity, Bing Images, Suno. I do 3. and I'm bloody good at them. And that's all. I might play around with others for fun, but I love doing these 3. And with that in mind, I want to do a slight segue, and I really would love you to come to this because this is exactly what we're talking about. I'm probably going to have May off for a couple of reasons. It's our anniversary month. We've been together 35 years, and we're going to go away and have a holiday, maybe, and have a romantic dinner in the city or something. But anyway, I'm probably going to do a reduced load in May. But in June, I'm coming back with a brand new show. And this is exactly how I use AI. I want to share this. I'm so proud of this. I wrote a song called Repurpose 3030. And I want to just use this as a bit of a break. We've been going 2 hours. Just have a stretch, make a cup of tea. I want to come back after the break, and I want to talk about how we can repurpose the content we already have sitting there on our computers or our phones and make them better. And Carrie knows a lot about this. So have a listen to this. I'll play this first one. I think this is I wrote 2 versions of this, but I think this is the best one.
Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Got a post from last year, still hitting like gold. Buried in the feed, but the story's still bold. Turn it to a video, spin it to a show. Same idea, new life, watch it overflow. Why start over when you already know? There's a spark in the archive, ready to glow. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Blog to a podcast, clip to a reel. Different kind of magic, but it's all the same feel. Scrolling different platforms, reaching new eyes. Same core message, just a new disguise. You don't need new when the old still shines. Just reshape the signal, multiply the lines. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. 30 days, let it amplify. Take one spark, let it multiply. SEO dreams in the midnight glow. Watch your whole world start to grow. Different voices, same heartbeat. Different channels, one repeat. You're not starting from zero again. You're just playing it smarter, my friend. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen.
Hey, you're listening to KKFM. I just wrote that song myself. What a cool thing. Repurpose 3030. It's a brand new show that I'm starting in June. And we're going to really pull apart the idea of what have you got sitting on C drive already or on your phone, and how can we repurpose it? If you want to know more about that, go to Where is Keith Today, and you can sign up. The show starts on the 2nd of June. It'll be every Tuesday in June because June has 30 days. 30. Look, I would love to hear your thoughts, Carrie. You love repurposing. Tell us a little bit about your system for those that want to know. And you are really the queen of repurposing, aren't you?
Well, I appreciate that. I'm not sure if I'm the queen, but what I do is once I have my live audio show, Substack just makes it really simple because Substack creates those shorts and those clips and it sends it to YouTube for me. So whenever I want to reshare anything, I usually reshare it from YouTube to get the viewership up on YouTube. And so I'll just share it from YouTube. It's already there. They create the title, they put the hashtags. You don't have to do anything. And that's it. It's pretty simple to repurpose, especially if you're using Substack. You can do the same thing with the clips that come from Restream or StreamYard. I know in StreamYard, you just click the share button and you can send it to Instagram, to TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and you can type the caption once and it puts the same caption across all 4 platforms. However, I've noticed that you get more viewers when it goes from Substack directly to YouTube. I don't get
Yeah.
as many views when I post, even using the same hashtags. I don't get as many views when I post from the clips that are created in StreamYard.
This is actually very important. Repurpose 3030 is a basically an idea. And Carrie, you can be my star performer here, because most people that I talk to, they go, oh man, I'm just so busy doing one. Don't ask me to do more. But if we use the technology properly, carefully, we can ask the question, what is your best performing content? What content do you love doing that works well all the time? And once you know that, you can repurpose it. You can send a video to YouTube in a portrait mode and it'll get an additional couple of views. You can send you can turn a live show into a blog post, which is what I did yesterday, and I got 500 views. Now, the content's already there. That's the thing I really want to know, want to let people know. The content's already there. We just have to be a little bit clever and repurpose it. As a creator, my biggest nightmare is, oh no, what am I going to write about today? What am I going to write about today? But if you've got all these other posts that are already working, why don't you just reuse them? I mean, it just makes sense to me. But anyway, I'm interested in this. Do you do content, Martha? Do you write blogs, or do you have a show, or are you more in the field, in the trenches?
Yeah, my preference is to be in the field. That's really my jam. I like being out and about in the community, hands-on. But I am going to be doing an article, my first one today. So I'll be posting it later today, and I'm debating now if I should use Substack for that.
Where were you going to put it?
LinkedIn.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason you can't do both. But let me pick up on what you've just said. Like, I want to pick up on what you've just said. Bez, our good friend Bez from Atlanta, loves people, loves
Yep.
being out and about with people. And sometimes when he comes on the show, he goes, you know what? I should probably do more content. Never have time. I said, well, don't beat yourself up, because you're out there doing it with real people. Like, I'm not into people. Like, I'm not into crowds. Don't ask me to go into the city and go to an event. That's not my thing. I don't want to go. So when I write an article and it gets 500 views, that's because that's what I want to do. I write an article, I put it on Substack, I make a cup of tea, come back, it's had 50 views. Don't ask me to go into the city. Don't ask me to talk to someone. Don't ask me to shake someone's hand or make pumpkin soup. That's not my thing. Right? But that's your thing. And sometimes I think that they are actually polar opposites. I don't think a content creator can go and work at a soup kitchen, and I don't think someone who works at a soup kitchen should beat themselves up if they're not writing articles. I mean, because there's only so many hours in the day, yeah? And you got to sleep and spend some time with, your loved ones, and do a bit of exercise, and, have a bit of a relax. Got to have a balance. So I totally get what you're saying. Have you ever been on Bez's show, or do you resonate with what Bez does? You know him, yeah? Have we chatted about Bez before, Martha? Do you know Bez?
Yes, yes, I know him. Yes. Sorry, I'm multitasking right now, guys.
So the idea that you're out in the field means that that's important work because that's the way your brain works. Like I often said this, and using maybe the analogy of the Live Aid concert, please don't ask me to hand out biscuits. I'm the guy organizing the concert. I'm sort of like a Bob Geldof type. Don't ask me to hand out biscuits and get down and dirty with the people on the ground. Nah, that's not my thing. But Bob Geldof organized all these famous people and raised like $50 million. I'm Bob Geldof. But I'm sure that Bob Geldof didn't carry a box of biscuits and go to Africa and hand them out. I don't know. I don't know that for sure. But I wouldn't do that. And I'm not embarrassed by that. It's just not my skill. But someone who's handing out biscuits in Africa probably couldn't organize a concert that makes 50 million. So it's a different skill, isn't it? It's a different way of viewing the world. Yeah? Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I have shared, not in articles, but in posts, I have shared some of the stories that I come across, but they're just listed in the content on LinkedIn, um, or I'll share through the Nextdoor app, which is a
Oh, next
community
door.
app.
Yeah,
Mhm.
nextdoor.com. What's your article going to be about today?
Oh, it's going to be a surprise.
Oh no.
Yep, you'll have to read it.
Oh no. You know, my best friend, she says, "Oh, you got to see this movie. You'll love it. What's it about? Oh, you'll see." No, no, no. I'm not spending $28 on a movie I don't know about. Oh, you'll love it. I trust me. Well, what's it about? I'm not telling you. Well, I've got to go to the city to see this movie. It's going to cost me $28. It's going to take me an hour to get there. What is it about? No, I'm not telling you. You'll love it. I promise you, you'll love it. And then you go to the movie and you go, what was she think? This is shit. Oh man, I just wasted my whole night and $28. Right? Yeah, well, if I tell you what it's about, you don't need to see it. Yeah, well, I will see it if you tell me what it's about. And if I don't want to see it, then I've just saved myself $28. But as you said, it's a surprise. It's a surprise. So, okay, is that because you don't know what it's about or you want to keep it secret? All right. I'm joking. I make a point. Carrie, do you find that you can do both now? Can you write an article and go into the field, or are you more a sort of an online chick? What's your thing? I think we had this chat. You're like me. You like being home, yeah?
Well, I write articles 5 days a week. So I'm excited because I know Martha's article is going to be amazing. And I like the idea of a surprise. I think, some people want to know in advance. But I think if, like me, if somebody says, well, what's it about? And then I start talking, I tell the whole article. So I like
Ah, yeah.
So I'm glad she's keeping hers a surprise because I might need to start doing that. But just in general, I write articles 5 days a week. So Monday is money motivation. And so I talk about a little bit just a money tip. And I do my just a flyer and I post that across all social media platforms. But Monday I do my LinkedIn article on LinkedIn
Oh,
that
yeah,
goes
yeah,
only to my
yeah.
LinkedIn audience. And then on Tuesdays I do Tuesday tips for engagement and visibility. Everything else is through Substack. So I do Tuesday tips on Substack for engagement and visibility, but I love it. Like I've already said, you can send it to all of the platforms. Then on Wednesday, my 16-year-old son, he was 15 at the time that he gave me this idea a few weeks ago. And he was like, Mom, Wednesdays, like, a good name for an article for teenagers, about money topics and talking to their parents and grandparents will be Worthy Wednesday. A lot of teenagers struggle with self esteem issues and self development issues.
Wow.
So On Wednesdays, I do a Worthy Wednesday article. And then Thursday is Thankful Thursday because I'm so thankful for the people who trust me to tell their stories, who trust me to come and have coffee chats with
Yep.
me.
Yep.
And so I write a feature article called Coffee Chat Chronicles on Thursdays. And then Friday, of course, is Financial Friday. And so I write an article on Substack about financial clarity, and it's geared towards superintendents because that's my target audience. I do work with franchisees and entrepreneurs and individuals, but my target audience is superintendents, CFOs, the decision makers that are looking to not have a one size fit all retirement plan for their company and really have customized individual plans because we all have different retirement dreams and goals.
Yeah, I love
And
this.
so, and then once a month, I do a retirement clarity article that is called Retirement Clarity Notes, and that's LinkedIn only.
And in amongst that, do you have time to go out into the community and do real things?
Yeah, I have time to do whatever I want to do. I majored in psychology. My undergrad is human development. My master's is psychology. I was a public school teacher for 20 years, so it doesn't really take me a long time to write. Sometimes I'll generate my outline, like I mentioned earlier, using AI, but the articles that I write are my own articles, and I write them, type them up, and then I post them onto Substack, and then I let Substack do everything else.
Do
You
the
can,
magic. I love
yep,
this
I let
idea of
Substack do the
a
magic.
separate day for a different topic.
Mhm.
Um, I'm really quite passionate about that, and I've chatted to Bez and now Martha about the idea that if you spend a lot of time in the real world, you shouldn't ever feel bad that you're not writing articles for the online world because your work is just as and possibly even more important. Like work, Bez does lots and lots of work with Rotary, and I couldn't do what he does. Like I'm just not built that way. Please don't ask me to go into the city and work at a soup kitchen. I'm just not that type. I'm not a bastard. I just don't like doing that stuff. Sometimes I feel like a bastard, but the point is that that's just not the way my brain works. I don't do my best work that way. I'm much more interested in doing the bigger picture stuff because there's 8 billion people in the world. You know, there might be a homeless man sleeping in a sleeping bag in the city of Melbourne, but there might also be an unemployed person in Dusseldorf that can benefit from my wisdom. So it's all relevant. So yeah, please don't beat yourself up, Martha, that you haven't got time to do articles because you're doing something just as important and maybe in many ways more important. But I'm a bit worried about you burning out if you're funding this yourself. Um, but I guess you know that. Yeah, we got you there, Martha. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am working on time management. Time management. Um, Something that I learned, and I think just being at that meeting last weekend, what I learned was um, finish what you start. That's it. Just finish what you start.
It's much more
Um,
exciting to begin, though, isn't it?
it really is. But once you're doing the work, you're like, crap.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? But there's so much gratitude that comes out of it. Um, there's so many magical moments I could say that have come out um, of it that there's just no money that can be put on that. But there's a lot of things that I'm working on behind the scenes that I don't share on LinkedIn.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
there's just too much.
Well, look,
But
what I want to, I'd love to talk about this idea of um, finishing
Mhm.
because I've worked out this is the fundamental reason why I love Substack. This is the reason. Substack is very modular in the sense that, and I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. I can create an article at 7 in the morning and it's half finished. I know this is heresy for some people, but this is how I do it. I get the idea out, because the idea is the most important part. If I take too much time to get it out, the idea goes away and you just put it in the bin. So I get the idea out with a basic graphic and a few lines, maybe 100 words. And then I let it sit. Then I make a cup of tea and I go, well, it's about 60% there. I'm very proud of this strategy. I'm very proud of this. I'll make a cup of tea and I'll have a look at it. And I says, well, I probably could have written that better. It's not bad, but I can do better. And then an hour later, I'll rewrite it. And it's out in the world. So it's doing its magic. And then it has a sort of a reprise, a second wind. And by the end of the day, I've written this kick-ass article that I'm so proud of. But I don't do it all at once. And this is why I love Substack so much, because when I used to try and do this, I'd get about halfway through and I'm going, oh, this is so hard. I'm just going to stop. And I've done nothing then. No one gets to see all of that hard work. Do you do this, Carrie? Do you finish everything up front or do you come back to it?
It depends on what it is. If I've given my word, then I keep my word, even if it's to myself. And if there's something where there's an emergency that only I can handle, then I have to delay. But I try and do what I committed to do within the next 24 hours. So the language that I just used, I got that from Leslie Flowers' show, but I've been doing that for years, is making sure that I keep my word to myself, making sure that I keep my word to others. And from her show, I added on, if I can't do it, then I'll do it within 24 hours, which actually gave me extra time because I used to try to do it within the next 10 to 12 hours, but 24 is better.
Yeah.
So it's really important to keep your commitments, to maintain your commitments, but you also want to maintain your commitments to yourself and put your oxygen mask on first. So I think in the space that Martha works in, it's really important that she continues to take care of herself and just do what she's comfortable doing. I think that is true for anybody. If you're comfortable with LinkedIn or YouTube or Substack or Instagram or any of the other platforms and you've mastered that platform, sometimes a new platform can feel like another thing to do.
Yeah.
And other times you can see using one platform can actually take some things off of your plate. So it's a balancing act. Just do what works for you and continue to give your gift to the world and service humanity, and you'll continue to be blessed.
I love it.
I have a quick question.
You go. Yeah, yes, please.
Coach Carey wrote an article about me that was so beautiful. I was so impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to revamp my bio. So thank you, Coach Carey. Um, if I do the article in Substacks, will it go to LinkedIn like as a LinkedIn article, or would I have to do one in LinkedIn?
So Substack is separate from LinkedIn. You can click the share button and share the article directly to LinkedIn as a post, but it won't show up
Okay.
as a LinkedIn article. But you can share it as a post and say, hey, read my article on Substack, whatever you type at the top of it. If you create the article on LinkedIn itself, then it will just be a LinkedIn article. But you can take that link and then you can share it on Substack, as a post as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But the articles that
Thank
you
you.
can create on LinkedIn
hmm
are subpar compared to what you can create on Substack, just in
Yeah.
terms of the tools, being able, for instance, I wrote my
Mm.
article today, my Monday article that I do on LinkedIn, and the bottom section, I wanted to center just the bottom part where it has like confusion is expensive, clarity pays for life. And you can't center on LinkedIn's articles. But had I written it on Substack, I would have been able to center the article. And so just little things like that to me make a difference to be able to do that. Substack has taken the time to pay attention to. If I want something to be flush right or flush left, I have the opportunity to do that. Whereas on LinkedIn, hey, you get what they give you and that's it.
I want to share a really cool story, Kerry, to pick up on this exact story, this exact question. So LinkedIn wants you to create on LinkedIn. Of course, it's LinkedIn. They want you to hang out on LinkedIn. They really, really, really hate it when you outsource your content to other places. Right? They really hate it. And what that means is that they don't help you. But and I'm going to share this for you, Martha. Substack, you'll love this. Substack has an image generator built in to its, and I'm using that exact same prompt that we used: homeless man, soup kitchen, outdoors, tables of food. And I'm going to send you these photos. They are bloody brilliant. Probably, I'd say better than Bing and just as good as Instagram, but they're inside of the Substack article. So what that means, and this is how I do it, every time you
Wow.
write an article, you can say, can you create an article? Can you create an image that sort of talks about what I'm talking about here? I'm going to send you this. I'm so excited. So Substack is purpose built for sharing content. LinkedIn is a networking site that has an article writing feature, but it's not very good. And I don't know if you're getting this, but a lot of my friends are sharing articles for me, and I get this message. I want to ask if you've actually had this message. It looks like this person is trying to share an article outside of LinkedIn. I'd be very careful if I was you. Please don't click on this link. I think they're trying to scam you. And I'm thinking, hang on, I know this person. The article says, it appears that the sender is trying to move this conversation off LinkedIn. We recommend that you review these safety tips before proceeding. If you do want to pursue, proceed, click here and view the message anyway. Have you seen this, Carrie? Have you heard people talking to you about this? Have you seen this message?
I got about 8 of those this week, but the funny part is that I did. I honestly did. I got about 8 of those this week, but the funny part is that it was somebody sending me the link to somebody's LinkedIn show. And so because I know the person, I clicked on the link and it was simply the link to a LinkedIn event.
I know. It's an like this is what it was. It was a link to an internal link on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a link to an internal link on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Right. So they just do not want you to share. LinkedIn to me feels like a jealous girlfriend. Right?
I can't disagree with you there, because originally when Substack started and you would do a video or you do a recording or you go live, it would automatically send it to LinkedIn if you connected your account. And now when I do it, it says video failed and there's a link. And when you click on the link, it lets you know that LinkedIn no longer allows that. Yeah. So I'm not sure why they changed it, but when I first started on Substack, and that was just a month and a half ago, I'm very new to Substack, but I absolutely love it. And I use it every single day. But what I love about Substack is, comparative to LinkedIn, you can go live on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, it seems to crash a lot. And you can also go live on Substack. But the difference is that on Substack, you get those clips created for you. And there's 3 ways that you can get those clips on Substack. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's such a time saver, because for me, that's the part that takes the most time out of my day in the past before Substack, was trying to create clips, upload clips, think about what caption I wanted to put on the clip, add the music to the clip. That part was cumbersome and I really didn't enjoy it. And now I don't even have to worry about it at all.
Yeah. But don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, Martha. We're here to help. One thing I would say about Substack is it's very real life. Like, Bing images are a little bit sort of pretend. I've sent you a link to an image that I created on Substack while we've been chatting. So, LinkedIn has 1.2 billion users. Of course, you're going to use it. But just in my opinion, it's not very good. It's just not very good. It's got an audience, but it's not a very good. I don't think it's a very good quality product. Bez would disagree because he's a recruiter, and plenty of people disagree with me. But I just don't like it, and it's becoming harder and harder to use, and it's just not. I don't think it's a team player. Would you agree, Carrie? It's not a team player.
I would say that each platform has its own purpose and that it depends on what you're trying to do. So, for instance, I can get almost 100 new connections a week on LinkedIn, whereas I don't even have 100 connections at all on Substack. And so I know that you had a goal to get a certain number every month. I don't have that same goal, but it's much faster to build my community on LinkedIn. When I host my live events and my live shows, the people that show up to my events are on LinkedIn.
Okay,
And so
very
those
cool.
100 to 400 comments that I get per show, those are people from LinkedIn. But I think it would be helpful to, and the more I always talk to them about subscribing to me on Substack. And so I'm trying to get some of the people from my LinkedIn community over to my Substack community.
Yeah. Well, as an aside, I've got 4 listeners on Substack at the moment, 4, and it's something to do. It's another one, but it's not there yet. So, Martha, I've just sent you a link to the real life. Can you see those images on Substack? Don't they look good?
I
Can you
think
see-
she dropped.
Oh,
She
dropped
dropped off again.
Yeah.
She may be having tech issues because this happened a couple of times.
One of the things I've been meaning to ask you, Carrie, I want to just pick up on what you said about the goal. My goal this year, because I'm very goal driven. My goal this year was to get 266 subscribers by 26/6/26. Right? I'm very numbers driven, and I did it. I've got 266 followers as of today, and I'm 2 months early. So proud, so proud. Right? But a number of my friends use School, and I came across a very unusual definition of School with one of my friends. He said he doesn't like Substack because it's free. And because it's free, he thinks that he won't do it because there's no incentive to do it. But School is $9 a month. And because he's paying for it, he uses it more because he's got skin in the game. And I'm wondering, do you use School, and would you pay for it in order to use it?
I do use School, and right now the communities that I'm a part of don't cost me any money. There are ways that I can use it as a licensed financial coach. There are ways that I can use it for my engagement and visibility, but there are also some platforms that might be better than School for me to use for what my goals are. They, similarly to the social media platforms, there's a plethora of different platforms that are available. So when I had a conversation with AI about which platform best meets my need, School did not win, and I was very surprised about that. And I cannot tell you the name of the one that won because I don't know what it is. I know it started with the letter K, so I'll try and look it up. But School did
Kajabi?
not come in first place. Yes, I think that sounds like it.
Kajabi. So School is unbelievable, but it's if you want to run your own community, they don't have a free option. Like me personally, I'm very inspired by what's called the freemium model. Have a look, see if you like it. If you like it, then pay. Right? This is my model of the world. School is $9 a month from day one. Whether you're making money or not, you still have to pay your $9. Right? And I don't agree with that model. Personally, I don't agree with that model, but it has a lot of cool features. But it sounds to me like you're actually in a series of communities that other people are paying that $9. You're not. They're not charging you. Yeah.
Oh, I was on mute. Sorry. Right. They're not charging me for the school community. So it's somebody else's community, and I am a member of the community. So I don't know if they pay the $9 or the $99 because
Mm.
one of the groups has over 1,000 people,
Oh, wow.
and another one of the groups has not even 30 people. So I'm not sure what they pay for the platform, but inside of both platforms, they have opportunities for you to pay for certain classes within the platform.
Yeah. And what do you think of the platform as a user?
I think it's isolating. I
Mm.
think that it would be better if it were a public forum like this. I
Mm.
think it's great if you're holding a class like just, I think of it kind of like a backpack. So if there's some tools and resources, I can house those things in school for people to access, but it's not a platform for socialization and keeping in touch. I don't really find it as useful for that. The community I'm in with 1,000 people, they have different assignments, different things and conversations that you can participate in. But I like the public platforms like this where people can kind of jump on and jump off. I like that I can hear people's voices even if I can't see their faces. So it's kind of like a long phone call talking to a friend versus school. The only thing you can really do is type. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I can just text people if I just want to type. I don't need to be in a school community to do that.
Their live streaming or their community video format is really horrible. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's horrible.
Oh, I
It's
didn't even know you could live stream in school. None of the communities that I actively participate in have done that.
Yeah, it's so basic that most people never use it because it is really horrible. And I'll show you what it
Hmm.
looks like. So it looks a little bit similar, to Google Meet, but Google Meet's sort of public. So this is what school looks like. If you wanted, this is it. I'll have a look at this. It's a bloody horrible. I'm just bringing it up now. That's it. That's all you get. If you use-
Oh, that's it.
So there's no music, there's no slideshow, there's no I think there is a text bar.
I
Uh,
didn't even know that was an option. Maybe you have to own an account to do that.
yeah, so Americo and I often do little sessions here,
Okay.
and this is like, I mean, that's unusable, isn't it? That's
It
horrible.
looks very basic.
Basic. So anyway, it's very good to know about these tools. Are you using the Substack live streaming format unto itself, or do you live stream into it?
I live stream into it. If
Yeah.
I'm doing my podcast Besties Beyond Borders with Layla, then we live stream directly from Substack. That's the only one that I do. And we do once every 2 to 3 weeks where we actually live stream from Substack directly. Everything else I go from StreamYard.
Yeah. So this is what the Substack version is. But of course, with Substack, you can have your camera on, which I'm guessing you both do. Yeah. This is what
Yeah,
Substack.
we have our cameras on.
Have you used the studio feature?
I love the studio feature.
Tell us about that. Tell us about what it is for people that don't know.
So the studio feature allows you to record a conversation using video or audio. And as if you were live, you still get the same clips. It's still posted to all of the different platforms, but you can record, which is nice. If you mess up, you can start over. You don't have to publish it. If somebody's schedule doesn't match the time of your podcast, you can pre-record an event and then publish it later. And so I love it.
Now here's another person for you to connect with, Carrie. Doug Mornow is in Vancouver. Very cool dude, very good friend of mine. He uses Circle, or used to use it. Have you heard of Circle? Are you part of any Circle communities?
I'm not part of any Circle communities.
You haven't heard of it? It's just another
No.
one. No. So what I love, what I do is that I love comparing things. School versus Substack, Circle versus Discord, Honda versus Mazda, Apple versus iPhone, versus Samsung, I love comparing things. So Circle, which is a good site, exactly the same as School, except a lot dearer. Circle.so, I think it is. And our friend Jason from Alberta uses it. Jump in, mate, if you want to have a chat about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you've been doing. How's life in Vancouver? Do you know Doug Carey? He's a very cool dude. Like, I mean,
No, I don't know Doug. I'll have to connect with Doug.
So
he can subscribe to me on Substack. I'm trying to build my Substack followers.
do you use Substack, Doug? Is it popular in Canada? I do have quite a good following in Canada on Substack. I'd be interested to know if you use it. Have you heard of it? I'm sending you the link on LinkedIn. So if you want to come on, join us, you can. We're chatting today about all sorts of different tech. One of the things I did want to ask you, Carrie, is how did your call in Brisbane go? And because you sometimes have chats with actual Aussies, don't you?
I do. Actually, someone from Australia is going to be a guest on one of my upcoming shows. And I'm excited about that. I don't know. I believe it's on July 4th, but I switched just because of the time. Like you said, there are time constraints. And so we made the necessary adjustments to make it work. So it's either July 4th or July 5th. Or maybe it's July 3rd, but I know it's in July.
Yeah. But isn't it great that you can meet all these really cool people first as a coffee chat, and then you can decide, you know what, this works. Come on my show. Or actually, look, we're lovely to meet you, but the synergy's not there. Because both can happen. You can sort of meet someone, you go, this is pretty interesting, but I don't think we have anything in common. And that's fine too. So here's what Doug has said. Yes, I've used it, and I'm using it right now. The reason I picked Circle was that I love owning my own private community. That's right. And I just feel like the Circle platform is more in alignment with the project that we're launching. So Circle, which is very good, circle.so, it's a high-level product. It's a little bit like Kajabi. It's about $99 a month, and it might be $60 a month, but the point is you have to pay from the first day. There's no free version. Circle.so. And if you're using Substack, Doug, I'd love to feature you on your Substack as well. And to specifically hear about what projects you've got going. So one of the things I love about all these sites is that they all have a purpose. Me personally, I really actively, passionately dislike school. Like I can't get my head around it. I don't like it. And I'm not embarrassed by that. I mean, I just don't like it. But some people love it. Circle and Mighty Networks and Discord and all these others, they all have a place. Discord, for instance, was very techie, really hard to use, like really hard. Tried for about 2 years. Did you ever use Discord, Carrie?
No, I have a Discord account, but I haven't actually used Discord. But I do have an account. Similarly with Twitch, I have a Twitch account. I live stream to it, but I've never actually used those platforms.
Oh, it's hard. I mean, in the same way that OBS is hard, and some people think OBS is really simple, and I feel stupid. Discord is really hard. Like, it's disproportionately hard to use. And I never got my head around it. I tried very hard to understand it, but it was hard to use. Whereas Circle is easy to use, but it costs money, like from the first day. And as I said, I personally don't agree with that model. I would prefer to try something first, and if I like it, then I'll upgrade. A bit like doing a test drive, I'm not buying a car before I've driven it. I want to drive around the block and make sure that, yeah, I dig this, like the color, it's easy to park, and I feel comfortable in the seat. I I like it doing a test drive. So Circle is $89 a month. I mean, I just think that's a bit much. Given that Substack is free and school's $9, why would you pay $89? Bloody good question. And Kajabi's even worse. I think Kajabi's $150. Yeah. You mentioned that Kajabi was the one that came up for you. Did you ever try it?
No, I didn't try it, but when I get ready to use it, if I make that decision, then it will pay for itself. So I only use platforms if they pay for themselves. Tip from your favorite financial coach.
Yeah.
So if what I'm doing is not going to pay for the platform, I'm not going to pay for it either.
Yeah. Kajabi.com. It's a very good site. It's the Lamborghini. It's the top of the tree. It does everything. You can build your own website. You can build a landing page. It does everything in one place. That's what you're paying for. That's why you're paying them. Like, that's everything in one place. It's the top of the tree, the Lamborghini. And Circle is sort of a little bit like that, probably like an Audi, Mercedes, maybe BMW. Personally, I drive a Mazda 3. 30 grand gets me to the shops. It's enough for me. I don't need a Maserati. I just want to go to the shops. I'm a bit of a Mazda 3 type of guy with my mindset, and that's important to know. Don't like spending money if I don't have to.
I don't blame you.
Now, how you going? You're all right for time, or do you need to go? You want to have a break, or is it getting late there?
It is late here. It's 9:37, so I am in the process of wrapping up my evening.
Yep. Okay.
But I really enjoyed this conversation. I've learned a lot, and I just want to reiterate, really the importance of being supportive of each other on these various platforms, whether you're showing up in the comments, whether you're sharing somebody's post or message, even if it's not your thing, if I'm your people, support me. And so that's what I would encourage all of the listeners to do, that if you consider somebody a part of your social media family, go ahead and support them. Share their posts, comment on their posts. Even if you can't show up live to an event, you can always watch it later or listen to it later. But the only way that we're all going to grow as a community is to make sure that we're supporting each other.
And where are you in the world? Where are you in the world? You're in...
I'm in the United States of America, right outside of Chicago in Maryville, Indiana.
Indiana. Okay. Because one of the ways I love to support people is I love getting people together in real life. Like Lachelle and Bez have never met. They live in the same town. They've never, ever met in person. And our friend Jim, who lives in Atlanta, has never met Bez. So wouldn't it be cool if two people from Indiana come on the show and you get to meet them? So I'm working behind the scenes, Carrie, in a different way. Like all my friends in Bris Vegas, I'm telling them all about you.
Yes, absolutely. And I know that Dan met Layla, and then Layla introduced him, and you all were able to connect. And so Layla and I are looking forward to connecting as well, even though she lives in Canada and I live in the Midwest. There's airplanes, cars, trains, boats. And so people can meet wherever they are. One of the people that I interviewed on my show last week, she's met over 200 of her LinkedIn connections in person.
Wow.
But she's been to all 50 states in the United States of America. So there's just, it's a great community. And when you consider people family, I think it's so amazing that we can support each other in different ways. And the way that some people support looks different from other people, but there are so many different ways that we can support each other within what we feel comfortable doing.
Yeah. And this is Dan, the guy. This is the man that I met in person in Melbourne.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't met Dan yet.
And he's been on our show. So I just love how this all fits together. But what I'll do is I'll let you go. I know you need to finish. I'm going to play another song. And then if there's anyone else around, I'll keep going. Tomorrow, the way my shows work is on a Tuesday, Monday in the US, I do a beginner show, the Social Audio Sound Check. But on Tuesdays in the US, Wednesdays for me, I do a Social Audio Tech Check. Now, what we're doing tomorrow, I'm very proud of this, is a few of my buddies are going to come in and demonstrate their tech, because a lot of people want to start this, but they don't know what to buy. And they go to the shop and the guy just wants to sell them what they have. Oh, mate, you need a Rodecaster and you need a Procaster, and it's going to cost you $2,000, but you'll sound great. Trust me. Well, why would I trust you on $2,000? I mean, I didn't even know you. But you could probably get that same sound for $200. But no one in a shop's going to tell you that, because they don't make a commission. So tomorrow's show is going to be all about microphones. Very, very proud. And I've even got a special song for that. So, Carrie, you go and do your thing. I'm going to play my special song.
Songs for everything. You got a Suno song for microphones, one for headphones, one for desktops, one for laptops.
I got a song for everything. I've got a song for every occasion.
I love it.
So go and do your
Suno
thing.
is great because it's what, $10 a month if you want to pay for the account. And then you get those credits that you can use for the songs. And so the version 4 songs are really not as great as the version 5 songs. So I don't mind paying the $10 a month for Suno, but I don't have the account anymore because I made the 2 songs that I wanted. And so now I'm using my $10 towards something else. But I love the opportunities that are available across platforms to help people to get what they want, to live your best life. You only live once. And I think that people should do what they feel best serves them.
That's right. And this is exactly, I'm in exactly the right place for me. This is the way I share my knowledge and help people.
Absolutely.
So go and give your son a hug, and have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow if you're around. And I'll promise you, I'll come and comment on your show and help you in the background and do my thing.
Oh, I love that. I appreciate that. And likewise. Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress, just hit connect. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. It's 10 a.m. and the lights are low. Melbourne calling, let the rhythm go. No camera lens, just sound and vibe. The whole world's here and we're going live. From static sparks to golden tone, we fix it fast, we're not alone. A little glitch becomes the groove. That's the way we always move. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress, just hit connect. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Mics are hot, the signal's clear. Friends from everywhere, tune in here. We test, we learn, we laugh, we play, making magic on a Wednesday. Hear the hum of hearts online. Every echo falls in line. All our voices intertwine. Now the world's in perfect time. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress, just hit connect. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress. Welcome to the Social Audio Tech Check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress.
Hey. Keith Keller, Melbourne, Australia. I feel like I'm starting again. That was the theme song from Social Audio Tech Check, which is going to be tomorrow. I'll just hang around for a bit see if anyone comes, and if not, that's okay. I'll just recap what we've done today. We had a big show. We've gone 3 hours. I'll just do a bit of a recap. I haven't got my little rewind graphic. So today's show was all about tech and sound and all sorts of really cool things. We talked a lot about Substack. We talked a lot about the idea of repurposing content. And we talked a lot about the new show coming up, which is Repurpose 3030. I've done 2 songs for this. And what I'll do is I'll just spend a little bit of time here. And if no one comes, and I'll finish after 3 hours, I'll probably just finish it off and have some lunch. But let's see if I can play the second version of the song, which has got a bit of a 70s vibe, a bit of a hard edge guitar and sort of a bit of a bubblegum pop song from the 70s. See what you think.
Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Yeah. Got a post from last year still hitting like gold. Buried in the feed, but the story's still bold. Turn it to a video, spin it to a show. Same idea, new life, watch it overflow. Why start over when you already know there's a spark in the archive ready to glow? Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Blog to a podcast, click to a reel. Different kind of magic, but it's all the same feel. Scrolling different platforms, reaching new eyes. Same core message, just a new disguise. You don't need new when the old still shines. Just reshape the signal, multiply the lines. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Eh, 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 eh. 30 days, let it amplify. Take one spark, let it multiply. See your dreams in the midnight glow. Watch your whole world start to grow. Different voices, same heartbeat. Different channels, one repeat. You're not starting from zero again. You're just playing it smarter, my friend. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Hey! Make your content evergreen. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen.
Hey, Keith Keller, Melbourne, Australia. And I think I've got my second wind. I don't know. I'll just see if I can get some people going for this one, and we'll have a bit of fun. This is the social audio sound check, but I'm also doing a social audio tech check tomorrow. And we've got some other listeners calling in. Hello. And jump in and let me know what you're thinking. Tomorrow's show is all about microphones. So that's going to be an important one, because a lot of people want to do shows, but they don't know what tech to buy. So we're going to spend a bit of time on microphones. I personally use a Samsung 2QU, about $69. They're very good. You can hear that this is what I sound like. They plug directly into your PC or laptop, but I also use a little mixer called the Zoom P4, which I love. And that's a bit of money, I guess, but it makes it sound pretty good. Lots of my mates use the Rode products. They are expensive, but they are very good. and we're going to talk all about that. The reason we're going to do that is we're going to talk about the idea of what makes sound work. What is it that you need to do to sound good? Now, what I'll do is, if there's no one around to talk about this, I'll finish off and I'll get myself some lunch. I've been going 3 hours. We've had a good chat. So listen to the replay. It started pretty much at the beginning with rock solid content. So I'll share that one on YouTube and we'll see how we go. So what I'll do, tomorrow's show is called the Social Audio Sound Check, Tech Check, the Social Audio Tech Check. What I want to do in the coming months is I'm determined to make AI practical. So I've created another song called Practical AI. I'll play it now. If no one comes, I'll finish the show and we'll see you tomorrow.
This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. You don't need a lab coat, don't need a degree, just a curious mind and a cup of coffee. Open up a blank page, type a simple line. Help me write a story, now your co-designing time. It's not sci-fi, it's not far away. It's in your hands every single day. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. Need a better headline, need to clean your notes, summarize a meeting or draft that post. It won't be perfect, but it'll get you close, like a quiet collaborator who never says no. You steer the wheel, it helps you drive. It's not alive, but it amplifies. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. Ask better questions, get better replies. That's the secret no one really hides. Edit, refine, don't copy, paste blind. You're still the author, it's just your co-pilot mind. Start with one thing, keep it real simple. Write, test, tweak, that's the whole principle. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin.